that you can
Boop.
you can use them.
What are you playing again?
Yeah, because that's actually the direction we really kind of need to go.
Don't mind the fan. Hello, everybody. Sorry for the stream
I've played this game a
screen.
bunch. Oh,
My
hey.
bad.
Got some more tethers over here.
Okay, for the moment, I'm gonna lock that shit. Lock it.
Oh, the small canister would be nice because then we can start putting dirt back as well as using it.
Dirt.
Does the canister actually allow you to do the flatland? I thought that was a mod that allowed you to do that. For some reason... Oh, okay, cool. I actually did not realize that that was what gave it to you. I thought you had to have a mod on for that. Okay. Leo. Feel free. I am very fond of the building stuff part and the organizing stuff part. So if you want to come back here and drop stuff off at me, I am totally cool with that. Gosh, I didn't pick up my tethers, so hold on. We each get that stuff? No. Wait. Yeah, you can absolutely have the canister and the tethers. I didn't mean to drop them over there.
They're playing a game.
You don't need it.
I don't know what they're playing though.
Okay. Hey.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
That sounds like a good plant critter. Yes, I love that. I love that you can just leave them in your inventory. I like to put them up on the active slot because I'm not sure if you have to put it on the active slot, but I always do. Yeah, those are called the active slots. Yeah, pretty much. Like how he's like, all right, well, and then he just turns off his fucking voice chat. So, okie doke.
It was nice talking to you.
Yeah. One of those. Well, how's your mama now? Well, I'm fine.
I'm tired of people. Can I be an amoeba now?
What about a dragon? Would you rather be a dragon?
I want to be a dragon. I can eat people, burn them, all sorts of shit.
All right.
What kind of dragon?
So much more fun.
Fire, water, thunder, storm, phoenix. What kind?
Probably whichever kind you feel more comfortable with at that point.
I was gonna say, I don't usually take other people's dragonness.
Yeah. Although if you really just are unsure, there's always spin the wheel.
Yeah, that's true. As soon as I find the wheel app and, oh, fuck more people.
Yep. It was funny. As soon as I find the wheel app, fuck more people. Huh.
Yep.
And of
It
course,
seems like that situation normal for her.
yeah. I do have some things a little off, which is natural when you have spent a lot of time not actually drawing your skeletons in a while.
I am
Skeleton
terraforming
diagram.
a huge.
There we go, that's what I needed. Yeah, I don't draw pelvises correctly. It's basically the point. I don't draw those as accurately as they should be drawn, and therefore they...
The skeleton looks like it's about to bust a move.
It might be about to do that. That might be accurate. So I don't draw them entirely wrong either, but I just don't draw them 100% like the way that they exist. So essentially, what this is sort of supposed to be for, it's really just for me, because I feel like rehashing some shit. But, you know, people can watch me rehash some shit and hopefully learn some shit of their own, right? We're gonna basically go from the bones up to show how a body, you know, fits together.
Neat.
It's always so fun. I love
It reminds me of my
bones.
anatomy coloring book.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, everybody stay the hell away until the other girl gets here, then you can bug her.
Right. Bug this bitch. Leave me alone. I'm done with
Somebody
y'all.
not.
Oh no, I don't even give her the nickname of bitch. She gets one of the worst ones. She's like, bug this little fucker.
Bug this fucker.
Which is funny to call her little because she's 3 times my size.
Well, little depends on what you're looking at, I guess.
How little of a threat she is and how little work she does.
There you go.
My kid just brought me back a whole bunch of fucking compounds, so I'm like, yay!
Yay!
Okay. To start. You need to be put out.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
I did get a new debit card, by the way.
Good.
Good.
Unfortunately, even though I reported it stolen, they still charged me. But hey, what the hell? It's $7, so.
Yeah.
That and she was training somebody, so I think it might have just been, okay, let me tell her what it should do.
That's fucking bullshit, though.
On the plus side, my coworker gave me Pokemon Grams and crackers.
Nice.
So I'm just like, yay!
Yay!
Okay, so we need that for sure. Oh.
Boop boop. In case people are wondering, yeah, some people's feet do this thing that I just did here. Some people's feet don't have arches that actually go like that. Some people's feet have arches that kind of go like this on the inside, even though their foot still kind of does this, and that's sort of what makes it look like you got flat feet. I know, because I'm one of those people. Anyway.
I was gonna say my dad actually has pretty bad flat feet too.
Yeah. And yeah, on an x-ray, that's kind of what it looks like, is that you have like reverse arches. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I'm flat-footed too.
Yeah, the amount of people who are actually flat-footed versus not flat-footed, I think, is actually far bigger than what is represented in shoes everywhere.
Well, also have a little bit to do with the male versus female shoes.
That too.
If you end up buying dude shoes as a chick, you actually end up kind of having some problems because of the fact that male shoes uh, are not made like female shoes are. They're not made for female feet, because female feet do tend to be shaped differently than male feet.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here, gather resin.
Sometimes you didn't get that choice.
Yep. I'm aware because I did not always have the choice either. Oh hey, he found the thingy. Yay.
I think it's probably important to note that I did, in fact, draw the cranium size wrong, but don't worry about that too hard.
I have been seeing way too much anime art lately to actually notice.
Yeah. Overabundance of anime art is this problem.
Well, especially in things like, Stardew Valley, there's hella anime mods.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's not actually, quote, a problem. It just sort of depends on what you like and what you want to make, I guess, and what you want to see. But, like, you know what? Like, we don't need to flood the market, yo.
Yeah. So much so.
Another thing that I'm going to do, which I decided that I was going to do. So, like, here's my... Oh, shit. Whoop, shit. So here's, like, my original sketch lines. When I do a skeleton, quotation marks, mapping out my person, you know, it's fairly similar to what you would see for a real skeleton. Hence, here's the real skeleton over top, so you can see kind of what I'm mapping out in my head, just with simpler lines. And this is what I always say, or this is what I mean when I say, you know, to rig the picture, to map it out or whatever. You like the basic point of rigging, okay, is that you have something to hang your shit off of. And that's what the bones do for the human body. So you're rigging your forms, you're rigging your base forms by drawing out the skeleton, whether you're trying to be overcomplicated or simplistic about it. Okay, you got to rig them out so that you can then form the flesh and everything in front of them or over top of them, and that's what will give you a more realistic looking figure, even if you might have like little inconsistencies here and there, which are just natural to have, as annoying as they might be, I say towards myself, staring at the one picture I did last night. But point is, even with those minor inconsistencies, you will get a more realistic looking figure. And you will find it easier to point out those inconsistencies to yourself fairly often, the more that you spend time actually properly rigging your forms before you try to pencil in everything over top. Because you can use the basic shapes method, which is fine, but it lends more towards it's just that it's oversimplified. It is potential that you run into the problem of things being slightly out of place or whatever, because in the end, you know, the body is made the way the body is made, and you know, so on and so forth. That's just kind of the way it is. I'm also going to do a height guide. This person is standing with their hips tilted kilter, but it doesn't change the fact that they're still more or less standing with their full height. Human body is roughly, on a good day...
They look like they're doing a hip thrust or something.
Wait until I get the muscles and stuff on there. I can do one doing a hip thrust, which is hilarious on skeletons. But anyway, my bodies, when I'm drawing mine, have a tendency to run about 6.5 feet tall. The human body as a rule of thumb, like generally speaking,
Mhm.
is, I maybe said 6.5 feet tall. I meant 6.5 heads tall. General rule of thumb for realistic human body proportions is 6
Ooh.
heads tall. 7 heads is
Yeah, no problem. I'm on
entirely
my way.
accurate and possible. 8 heads is stylized.
Up on the fucking
So
off
like
the ground.
that's what you see in like anime and stuff like that, is you see the characters, they're at least 8 heads tall. It allows you to slim and elongate the form for what would generally look more aesthetically pleasing on paper or in art or whatever you want to call it.
Wow, I've never seen a ruined bases before.
The standard height for when you see those drawings of like fashion, when you see fashion designers drawing their dresses on those, they actually use a model of 9 heads tall on those art depictions. I don't remember the reason for it. I only did it like one time. It annoyed the crap out of me, and I never do that. Or at least I try not to do that. There's characters of mine that end up being upwards of like 8 or 9 9 to like 13 heads tall, but those are severely distorted characters where they're not standard humans. Sometimes they're not even human, so their bodies literally just aren't the same. But that's a good way to keep track of your proportions, especially in regards to head and height relation, is somewhere between 6 and 7 heads tall. Mine always tends to run about 6.5 heads tall, just on instinct for some reason. Are you okay? Why are you laughing? Is it something I said, or?
No, it's nothing you said. No, what's going on is I picked up one of the items, and you can carry stuff. Brian, look. It's a solar panel, and it opens and closes as light is coming on it, and so as I walk, it's flopping. It's like flapping. It's trying to fly away.
Flop, flop, flap, flap. That's funny.
Yeah, totally, baby. Yeah, so it was just, I was trying to carry this solar panel, and just, I'm like,
can you not?
I was trying so hard not to just absolutely scream, laugh in your guys' faces.
I could tell you were wheezing pretty good.
It was just so fucking funny. Just like, just couldn't help myself. It was just too stupid looking.
All right. Anyway, what am I doing now?
There is a shit possible with that kid.
Okay, now trying to make the green not too overbearing. Okay, now for the skin and all that good shit.
Hey, skin.
This is why you see me put actual jawlines on characters, because jawlines exist.
Jawlines, they're a thing.
I don't know who this is,
Oh,
by the
I
way.
am
This is literally just a rando.
Yeah, wait a second.
By the way, I definitely did the eye holes wrong in this skull. Please don't use that as accuracy.
It's okay, hon. We understand.
I love how you're giving the art lessons while I'm unable to write all the tips down.
Well, luckily this is going to be recorded, so it is okay.
Well, I'm saving that one for later.
Yes.
Hello. Hello, my Blorbo.
I'll do a specific one on the skull layouts at some point too. This is definitely not accurate. The skull, I was just fudging around. Don't mind my fudging of the skull. I say that because it clearly just looks goofy as shit.
Okay, that is fun. Like, that is fun. Holy shit.
Someday,
Okay,
when I have
I'm
the
going
patience for it, which I don't have right this minute, I will go into actual muscles. How the muscles lay on top of the bones. I may even use this exact model so that we can see that on this one, since I've started work on this one. But right now I'm just literally going ahead and putting the form over top of the bones so that y'all can see how that looks.
Oh, you mean muscles on the body? My dumbass was thinking like the muscles that you eat, the food and shit for the
I'm gonna put muscles on this lady. They're not gonna be shelled neither. They're live sea animals.
I mean,
Sounds
given
like
some of the AUs and stuff, I would not be surprised.
You know, you're not wrong. I'll give you that one.
At one point, we're gonna end up with some kind of like underwater Little Mermaid style bullshit AU.
Oh gosh. I
Um,
already did that for Strange Magic. I shouldn't do it here too.
Do it, do it, do it.
No.
Wait, I heard strange magic, and that was it.
Oh. Farrell, I said I'm doing anatomy basically, and anatomy lessons. And I mentioned how I don't have the patience right now to actually outline the muscles specifically, so I'm just putting the form over the bones that I've done. And Farrell misheard me and was like, I thought you meant like muscles like the sea creature. And I'm like, lol. And then she's like, given the amount of AUs that we have, at some point we're going to have like an underwater mermaid AU or something. And I'm like, okay, I've already done that for Strange Magic. I shouldn't do that here. And she's like, do it, do it. I'm like, no.
I mean, I have a thing for mer people, so I have not heard this.
I have so
like,
many AUs.
you, me, everybody else. Oh my gosh, seriously? What the fuck? Bro. We're gonna have to blow this place up later.
Yeah.
I know that sounds really weird, but what's going on is me and my kid are playing Astroneer together, and there's a ruined base, which means that we're kind of like going through and trying to like clean up the ruined base, so that I am picking up like salvage stuff, because once we get the scrap thing, it's gonna be, you know, really nice to have all this extra scrap that we're now picking up. Was that actually like that's a big piece of scrap? Okay. But so I'm picking up all the little pieces of scrap so that we can just do the little pieces of scrap right away. The love.
But also, hello, how was work?
Oh, it was work. The boards I'm doing are driving me crazy.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, I mean, same to you
same
too, now that I heard you come into the room. But go ahead, Katie, sorry.
Oh shit. Who are you talking to? I'm sorry.
I was talking to you, but her husband showed up like right in the middle of you answering my question.
Gotcha.
Actually,
Well,
he showed up right before you asked.
I showed up as you asked the question.
Lol.
So we misinterpreted.
Because what happened
No,
was
it's funny,
Jenny said, hello, babe, and then you said, oh, how was work? I thought you were like saying, oh, right, Chris is being stupid at Jenny again, so he's in the room, so I'm going to say, hey, how was work? And so I was like, oh, and then I started talking, and then she started talking, and I was like, oh, well, I felt dumb now.
It's
No,
okay,
I
that's
thought
what
that
happens
was
when there's
funny.
multiple people.
Right. But no, basically I'm doing the stupid little TC boards, which I don't mind so much when they're working with me, but I swear I took apart and put together the same board 7 times over the course of 2 hours because I couldn't get it to work.
Oh, man.
Oh man, that sucks.
By the time I was done with it, I was like, okay, can I do something else, please? I've got like 15 more of these to do, but...
Like, damn. Ow.
But other than that, it was okay. It was just that one board wanted me to bang my head on the desk. Oh, and my whole bank account thing, but that wasn't work related.
Yeah. Big oof there.
That's okay, I'm on the way to the bank now to fix it.
I still don't get the whole, let's charge you more money.
It's just a thing that they do that I fucking
Critique
hate.
the
I hate
poor,
that.
poor. Oh wait, no, that's my tinfoil hat talking.
Sweet. Child's like, there's a bunch of clay over here, and I'm like, sweet.
Clay.
Are they playing Astroneer with you?
Yeah, we're playing Astroneer together on a new world.
On a new world. Sorry.
Hey, my co-workers in credit.
Did you already
Probably
what
not.
happened on Saturday and Sunday game?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
It's the middle of March. If it could stop snowing, that would be great.
That would be great.
You and your reasonable desires.
Hubs is over there talking for the weather. Fuck you and your reasonable desires.
Oh, my neck.
Oh, my back.
My back, my back.
A little bit of everything.
Don't hit me, I hate this front boat.
Critter, if you see resin, we definitely need resin.
Also, anyone wondering why is it that her arm seems like it's so long? It's not that her arm is so long. If you look at the whole tilt of her shoulders, it's because she's leaning that one shoulder down really far and therefore reaching her hand down really far. One thing to remember is that when standing with your shoulders straight, standing completely straight yourself, so on and so forth, your fingers will actually extend probably about to here on your leg. It just sort of depends on the person. Not everyone's the same. This is why some people can get away with wearing actually, to be fair, this is why people cheat when they say that they can get away with wearing like really short skirts in school or whatever. Not that I care, but it was just a story. It was a thing that happened to me in my childhood where a particular girl got away with wearing a skirt that was like to here because of the way that she like held her arms. And, you know, like me looking at myself, my little weird self, I'm sitting here like, there's no way that I could wear a skirt that short. My fingers go down super fucking far. And like, it didn't occur to me at the time that she was just bullshitting the teachers, but got away with it. Either way, the reality is she got away with it, not even necessarily even because of that, but she was just one of the popular kids, and of course all the teachers loved her, so all that good shit. But either way, so on and so forth. Yeah, your arms actually go down further than you might think that they do.
Yeah.
And let no one tell you that you must strive for a skinny, beautiful, tiny little waist, because that's...
Where are your organs gonna go?
Yeah. Like, if you look at this, clearly, you know, I didn't bullshit this. This is just generally speaking how the body lies on your bones, okay? Some people have those really tiny waists for whatever reason they have them. Sometimes it is, in fact, legitimately genetics. Sometimes, quite frankly, they just don't eat enough. There's no telling. And sometimes it really is health problems. So on and so forth. But a lot of times, too, people have trained their waist to do that. They basically trained their muscles to just sort of cave in, which you can do. You can make your body do that. You can basically sort of train it to hold itself a certain way, which allows your you know, allows your stuff to go in on the insides. But the reality is you got bones there, okay, babe? You got bones, you got organs, and the fact of the matter is your muscles don't necessarily like to move in places that they weren't meant to move in. So, you know, don't worry too much about it, alright? It's just your body being your body. Anyway, body positivity lecture over. Moving on to the other hand. I have fucked this hand up and it's annoying.
Thanks, you too.
I haven't really fucked it up all that bad. It just looks bad to me from this angle with what I'm doing. I'm gonna ignore it, actually. I'm just gonna ignore that hand. Never mind.
My husband from the bathroom. If the hands are fucked up, Shay's an AI, confirmed.
Well, luckily it's not that kind of fucked up.
Right?
It does have the right amount of fingers.
Yee, arm itchy, so itchy. What's it?
You have infinity fingers on your left hand. I think the infinity finger man. His wife has a weird smile.
My Henri over there.
All I
Let's
heard
see
was
here,
something
weird.
about Infinity Finger Man and his wife has a weird smile.
Yes, that is exactly what my husband said. Okay, I have now officially gotten the best fucking platform this entire goddamn game.
Sweet.
Alright, money is in bank now.
All right.
Best one that you can get this early in the game, at least.
Good to go.
So yeah, this is a general overview of how the body lays over the bones. It's pretty simple. Of course, this is me knowing how the muscles go. So again, I apologize. I just don't have the patience to do muscles
Full
right now.
anatomy lesson.
Yeah, not an entire. This is a study on general study on bones, form, and clothes. So you know, I am running over this because A, again, refresher for myself. B, I think y'all would like to see it. I will go ahead and do a proper like muscle structure anatomy type thing before too long, including going over the skull, because I think a lot of people would benefit from that, because knowing how the skull is and knowing where the muscles go in the skull really helps you figure out how their face is supposed to look regardless of facial expressions. But then knowing those things will also make it easier for you to make more realistic facial expressions as well. So yes. Donna, I'm so sorry. I didn't see that you were there.
I'm a hamster in a ball.
Say that comment, or that comment. Okay.
Love you.
But yes,
weird.
I am. I don't know. Let's see. It's been several minutes now. Sorry about that, Donna. Really annoying that I guess maybe I need to disable streamer mode because it always mutes everything and I just can't fucking hear you. So I didn't even realize that you were saying things. Yeah, the forearm might be a smidge too long. You know, it's not too long, but it might be a smidge too long. I think I also have the hand a little extended. And if you mean this elbow, actually no, because here's the shoulder joint right here. So I'm using my mouse, don't mind that. Shoulder joint right here goes to here. Believe it or not, it's it does look really weird. I can tell you this, I don't have it at a proper angle that you would normally see it at. Oh, I see what you're talking about, this one. I mean, they're about the same. Fair. Where am I? What is this? That's what that is. You know what? You just get down there. So what I could do, again, like I was saying, your arms and hands, you know, when fully extended, standing completely erect with shoulders straight, go down further than you think they do. So whenever you tilt your shoulders like extremely, you're gonna get some tilt. But what no one on stream can see is that another friendo of mine is saying, hey, you can move some things around a little bit. Okay, so with one thing to keep in mind when you're looking at the baser arms, I don't remember exactly what they're called, but the arms that are not your forearms, the arm from shoulder to elbow, it's going to look longer when you're seeing it from the side and or the arm is bent and you're going to see the sharp elbow joint. Okay, that will accidentally look longer than when you have the arm completely straight and you can't see the elbow joint because of the way that the arm is shaping around it when in motion like that. So Technically, it's not that I need to drop the elbow down on this arm, it's that I need to bring the hand and wrist up on it. So that's all I'm going to do. It's just going up by a wee bit, you know, maybe the equivalent of an inch, you know, maybe less, okay, half an inch. There you go. That's really all that needs to happen there. And but like from shoulder to elbow, okay, from shoulder to elbow, you just got to remember it's going to actually look longer. It's going to look longer when you have a bent arm position like that. Naturally, unless you're doing that, unless you're doing the proper foreshortening, which I didn't do. I literally just have her sort of like holding her arm like at like flat out on herself in a way that probably most humans wouldn't do that. So don't worry about that. That was just me being weird. But that's all that needs to really be done here to fix this, is that the wrist needed to come up more. That's actually the part that was too long. Bedtime.
Two of the large
I'm gonna have some
two
chips.
of the large power sources running at full whack will absolutely power one of the beacon thingies. So I actually have a researched. This one is my favorite platform. That
Nom nom nom.
I have not yet, no, but I will shortly. I'm just trying to get stuff into that particular direction. So I'm making things to put power and stuff on so that we can have more power. Because we need more power.
More power.
More.
By the way, belly button placement. Some people have problems with it. I will tell you right now, it's always lower
know.
than you think it's going to be. But it's never too low. So, the reality is that sucker actually, and it's always a little lower than you think it's going to be. So reality is I put it right here, but ordinarily it would probably be closer to here. But I bring that up to say this: your belly button floats somewhere within this general vicinity, and you will see it in different places on different people. But generally, it's not going to be any higher than like right here, where it would go too far up above the rims of the pelvis. And it's probably not going to be any lower than here, where it's within the rims of the pelvis. Okay, so general rule of thumb is you're going to have it probably about here within the rim of the pelvis, but it can be higher, so you're not necessarily wrong to put it a little higher too. Just don't stick it like way up here or some shit. Okay, just it doesn't go up here in your abdominal cavity. All right.
Don't put it in your stomach.
Yeah, it doesn't go within the actual stomach. That's not how that works. I mean, I don't know. Some there could be a human walking around that's got that, but the fact of the matter is that isn't the norm. That isn't the norm. That's not the normal spectrum of things. We'll put it that way. Okay. Next, I'm gonna do completely like different other things for other things, but right now while we're still looking at this one and I remember to press the right button, I'm gonna do hair and clothes on this one in particular.
Who it gonna be?
This isn't anyone in general. It was just a random thing, so I don't know.
Random body.
Yeah, random body, random person, like I used to do back before I hyperfixated on characters.
Really? No, really?
Oh, really?
I don't think I've ever done that.
For real, like not even kidding. They're used to when I would draw. I would just draw random shit all the time. I didn't know who the fuck that was. I didn't know if that person had a name. I don't know why that person looks like that. I just drew a bunch of shit all the time. So, yeah, welcome to my past. Anyway,
My quote unquote random shit was always my OCs. I've never not drawn a character I knew.
oh man, it's an experience, let me tell you what. Especially when the character literally like whacks you in the face. Because that happened one time with one character. It was like I was just sitting there minding my business. I was actually resting my eyes after like doing some schoolwork or something. And then just in my mind's eye, like it doesn't usually happen where it comes so vividly, but in my mind's eye, just this person showed the fuck up. And I'm like, oh God, who the hell is this? And I just needed to draw that person like immediately. And it was some I say boy, like I have a feeling that this is someone who was older than he appeared. And he had shortcut, like long cut, I guess, for a guy you would see. Like whenever you see long hairstyles for guys, like something like that, kind of floofy, sort of like younger Rain in TOH when they were in their 20s or whatever, sort of like that hairstyle. And he had this really soft pink hair and kind of a red pink eye, I think, and he had like an eye patch, and like one eye wasn't good, and he was like wearing this mysterious cloak or something, and I was just struck by that for some reason, and I had to draw it, and I did. And so after I did, I'm staring at it, and I even colored it. I didn't usually whip my colored pencils out too terribly often back then, and I had to color it too because I had to, like these are his colors. I really needed to do that for some reason. So I'm sitting there staring at this person. I'm like, I don't know who this is. I don't know what's up with this. It was just some random thing that had to get out of my brain apparently. So. Anyway.
He possessed your mind.
He sure did. So, on the subject of hairlines, they can look all kinds of ways. You can literally have a hairline that looks like this on a female usually, and is when you'll see one that looks like this and it be natural. For males, there's usually a little bit more dynamicness going on. Generally, it's simply because their head is usually bigger. The cranium tends to just be larger, so there's more room for like the hairline to sort of like move in different ways. Sometimes you'll get widow's peaks, sometimes you won't. It's whatever you want really. The hairline is just kind of weird. People can adjust their own hairline all the time, quite frankly. So whatever you're gonna do here, I don't even know what I'm gonna do here. I don't know what her hair looks like. I'm just sort of scribbling at this point. Let's see. Let's do some sort of like curly mane type hair, shall we? Wavy. We're gonna do wavy.
Floofy.
Wavy hair. I don't know. It's probably not going to be long. Or maybe it is. I don't know. Well, it's looking like it's going to be kind of short. All right, cool. I seriously haven't drawn like this in so long. Actually, I did that one day with that one pen because I was really just scribbling, trying to figure out what was up with this pen and if I even liked it. And that's how we got Adult Hunter, who looks a lot like Luke Skywalker.
If Luke Skywalker had a bigger mental breakdown than he did.
Yeah. All that good stuff.
Ooh, I'll have Star Wars AU.
Oh God. That'd be a fun one. And now that I've gotten this far, I have no idea what clothes I'm going to put this person in. What do y'all think? What clothes should she be wearing?
I have the tendency to dress people like hoes, so I'm the wrong one to ask.
Well, that seems to be my thing lately is like cut off high-waisted shorts and so on and so forth. So let's at least give her some of those. Why not? I'm tired today. Can you tell? I'm tired.
Okay, what was it that we were needing the ceramic for?
To eat off of.
Yeah, and that's on the medium crafting end. XO, so I need 2 resin. Where's my resin?
I don't know, Katie, why
Resin
you
guy.
saying I tend to dress people like hoes made me think, yeah, let's put her in short shorts. But no,
It's
it's
okay,
funny.
at least I'm not in my face of, ah, yes, let's put
Nice.
the ninja in a skirt, because that makes sense.
Let's put the what in a skirt?
I went through a whole freaking phase when I was a teenager. I was really into Naruto, and I had my OCs, but for some reason I always put them in a skirt.
That sucks.
And as an adult, so I'm like, why the fuck was I doing that? It doesn't even make sense.
Why? Why skirts? I don't understand.
I don't either. They were just really short skirts. I think for mini skirts.
Mini skirt. Me.
I just read others. If you want to just grab them from me. I'm trying to grab, just...
It's actually really
Just
funny. I own like...
randomly described outfits.
Hmm? I didn't hear you. You broke up.
Oh, I said it was the age of it was also the age of let me cringily describe my outfits.
Oh, yeah, that age, that time.
Sorry, I don't know them.
I wasn't talking to you.
That was funny.
My Alexa likes to go off randomly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I guess the point here really is that, you know, once you get the skeleton, once you get the...
Yeah, I do my
the-
best not to watch
so on and
that's
so
gonna
forth.
make me angry.
You can really just,
I
at that
gotta
point,
be
just plug and play with whatever you're gonna put on people, you know?
Okay.
Because clothes are evil. But anyway.
The shit. Weird.
Alrighty, somebody get that damn wheel so I can turn into a dragon.
Dragon time.
I want to be a
I have to
dragon.
deal with one more grown-ass fucker who doesn't know how to count, that I'm gonna shoot somebody.
Well, damn, I'm sorry. Be your final straw over here. Now, I can count basics, okay? I can do basic counting.
If you can't add together that 2 plus 18 equals 20,
Okay, I
then
can
your
do that.
ass does not need to be up here. It needs to be in school.
That
That one wasn't even one of the high ones.
Funny.
Man.
Yeah. Oh, my eyeballs.
If it was one of the bastards who was up here regularly and was high as hell all the time, I'd understand. If it was one of the hungover drunks we get up here sometimes during the day, then I'd understand. But this fucker is grown ass, acting as freaking sober as can be, looking as sober as can be, and still can't do addition. Like, damn.
Damn.
Bro.
Yeah.
Broski.
Yay.
This is also good time to point out that a lot of times what you see when you see artistic renderings of people, or sometimes even photos of people, there's a high tendency that you're seeing an awful lot of editing going into those, because some things just look the way they look. Like, for example, you know, there's nothing terribly wrong with like the way that this lady's got her proportions lined out. In fact, they're fairly proper. As far as things go. Maybe her feet are a little big, but hey, I got big feet too, you know what I mean? So,
I love this too.
yeah. So, like, really, there's nothing terribly off or wrong about how her proportions are. And yet, looking at it compared to, like, looking at other things makes you think maybe that there is something off. Because, like, her bottom end maybe seems like it's a bit big or something, you know, just based on what you normally see in representations of full body figures in media. No, they're just heavy stylizing and editing. All right, this is literally correct. This is right. You see a normal person walking down the street, this is what they're gonna look like. Okay, so, you know, calm down with that shit. Not talking to anyone in particular. I'm talking just about, you know, the way sometimes
In
you see these
general.
representations and so on. Yeah.
You're just used to people portray as real actually being fake.
Exactly.
As in, how
There's this Instagram trend of people of like Instagram influencers, quotation marks or whatever, or beauty and health people actually going and showing their before and afters, and their edited, like they're showing this is how I pose versus this is when I'm just sitting relaxed. You know, some of them are showing the editing that they might do, and then some of them are actually just showing this. Literally, all it is camera angle and posing. Ordinarily, this is what I look like. Y'all need to you know, it's like, and I think some people are sort of like giving them a little bit of fleck for it, but I actually think it's a really good thing for them to do, to show that, hey, you know, it's all just about the camera. You know, sure, we're just doing this to look good for the camera, but, you know, that's not necessarily the exact reality. You're just getting a snapshot that someone wants you to see versus what's actually there. And, you know, they're basically showing they're not afraid to show that that's exactly what they're doing too. Like, yeah, I'm just posing for the camera at this point. Like, you meet me in everyday life, I got roles just like you do, kind of thing. So it's like, I'm really happy to see people actually going out on a limb and doing that, because, you know, for a lot of people, you know, for some people anyway, I shouldn't say for a lot of people, but there's people where, like, that particular image that they're curating online is, like, everything to them. So to see some people say, you know, this isn't actually everything, I just really want to look good in this picture, but here's what I really look like, and like, kind of thing. You know, it's nice, it's refreshing.
Wow, phone,
Damn.
My grandma's like, you can come over for dinner if you want, and one of the options my phone gave for auto reply is, what do you want? I'm like, wow, phone.
Damn.
My phone is salty.
So salty.
Also, I don't know if I want to.
So much salt. This is also worth noting too, like, I will also naturally stylize some of my characters as well, which is another reason why I kind of wanted to go ahead and refresh myself with a bit of a, like, bone and form study kind of thing. To be fair, I have a tendency of having characters that, for whatever reason, they are extremely fit or lean or whatever, okay? So, there is a lot of stylization, either because they're not human or because they're an extremely high intensity physical condition, you know, whatever the case may be. Or like in the case of Tara, in my, like, headcanoning, she's just one of those naturally, like, thin people. Although, to be fair, she probably was supposed to be a bit more bulky, but due to malnutrition in her youth, she didn't get that, unfortunately. There's two people we are legally obligated to hate from her past, and for many reasons. But anyway,
Pretend I'm in the family, not your parents, not your parents.
That was such a good one. So fucking accurate, I swear. Not your parents. I'm surprised Rain had enough time to say that, considering that thought process.
Great. It's okay.
Coffee.
Okay.
But anyway, the point is, even I will stylize artfully characters. Not always, not terribly always, but sometimes it does sort of get the better of me, just depending on what I'm doing. And another thing is, you'll notice that I do have a tendency to draw fairly lean characters. I'm not saying that non-lean people don't exist. I am a non-lean person. I know plenty of non-lean people. Okay. Non-lean people exist. And that is perfectly fine. I just have a tendency to not draw them because for whatever reason, that's just not the body type of the characters that I'm focusing on when I'm focusing on them. So, do not be afraid of such things, says the artist. I still have no idea who this is. Although I have to say, for some reason, I feel like she accidentally looks a little bit like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that she does, but I don't know that she doesn't. That's kind of what I'm getting out of this. Maybe I should draw some Michael Jackson. Anyway, let's see. What else should we do? Ow! A little bit of what the spiel that I just went on, by the way, was also me sort of calling myself out. Because I've been called out for that. But it's not that I refuse to draw, like, generally organic body types or whatever, like, or the wider spectrum of body types. It's just that the characters that I focus on just don't have those body types. So, just saying. Just saying. It's not that I can't. It's not that I won't. It's not that I don't. It's just that the characters I'm looking at, this is like the people who are residing in my brain. Okay, I'm drawing them, and this is just what they look like. Do you have to work your second job, Katie?
Nope. I do not.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Thankfully.
I figured, because I saw your car was already gone by the time I reached the other building.
Yeah, sorry. I had to go to the bank and fix something because I had an emergency.
Yeah, no problem. And I'm finally home.
Yay.
I was going to ask if you were riding your bike while you were in the call.
Yep. That's why I had my mic muted most of the time.
That makes sense.
Because traffic.
Traffic.
Yeah. Maybe a 20-mile-an-hour wind when it's like 30 degrees. It's not fun.
I wouldn't expect so.
Yeah, no, I'd imagine not.
Yeah. And of course, that was just in addition to the rest of the day. My cat did not help with the falling asleep last night.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh, give me one second. My grandmother's calling. Where's
Hey.
Discord?
Okay.
Indoors for warmth.
Okay.
Do.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh. Oops.
Hold on, I'm going to make these even more transparent to try to help with seeing the wrinkles of the clothes and all that good stuff. That's another thing, clothes, the way clothes wrinkle, because I see a lot of people drawing clothes and then drawing wrinkles in the clothes because clothes have wrinkles, but they're wrinkles with a purpose. It's like organized chaos. There's a reason those wrinkles are there, right? So a lot of doing the rigging, like I said, is also to help you understand how the clothes will form around the body as well, and therefore where the wrinkles go. Because I'll see it where there's just literally wrinkles everywhere, and I'm just like, well, did they just get out of the water? Did they leave it in the dryer? Like, why are there so many wrinkles all over these articles of clothing? And that's one thing to remember. Yeah, clothing doesn't just stay flat, but it's also not just like wads of wrinkles like you just crinkled up a flat piece of paper either. So there's a reason for the wrinkles, and knowing how the body is shaped and where you've put everything and so on and so forth helps you determine exactly where those wrinkles are and why they're there and how they're supposed to lay.
That makes sense.
Don't worry, Pepper. I'm not irritated with you. Your sister, on the other hand. Listen, her sister decided that my shoulder that was sticking out of the blanket was the perfect place to springboard off of it in the middle of the night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, with her claws out. I was right about to fall asleep. Her sister woke me up, which meant it took longer to fall asleep, which meant I was late this morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I woke up 45 minutes after I was supposed to have started work.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's ouch.
Yeah.
I hate shoes. Which is hilarious because I don't actually hate shoes. And for the amount of time that I've spent looking at shoes, the fact that shoes are the bane of my existence is just hilarious. I'm literally ignoring that shoe because it looks like shit. And I don't feel like trying to figure out how to fix it right now.
Perfectly understandable.
That's way too big.
Okay, cool. I found a list of Pantone colors. So now I get to play this game with this stupid manufacturer.
What you doing?
I wanted to look up the Pantone color chart so I can make sure we get the right colors on this pen.
assuming
Oh.
they do this like everywhere else does.
Assuming they're using Pantone.
Most manufacturers do, so I'm assuming.
That's a fairly safe assumption to make.
Yeah, so I just asked if that's what they're using, because if so, I'm gonna tell them what colors to use.
There. That should do it. Four. That's two.
That one should work.
Also, I have a tendency to draw ladies with smaller boobies. Don't ask me why. That's just a thing that my brain does. But, you know, give the big booby babies some love too. Because boobies.
I have the opposite problem, so.
That's what, I don't know if it's because I'm part of the itty bitty titty committee or what, but like I just have a tendency for whatever reason when drawing to just draw them with not big boobs. Like that's just the way it is, and it's like big boobs exist in the world. There is a natural habitat in which there are big boobs, and it is everywhere. And I just have a hard time drawing them, apparently. So, you know, give them some love too. Slash, you know, again, I still there's one character in my memory that came from the creation of my brain that had big boobs, and it was like one of those things where like it turned into sort of a surprising thing, because she was a fairly tall, slender woman. She just hit slender woman. Sorry. But she just happened to have really big boobs for her body type. Like it just depends. Like every body type is all over the place, but what you tend to see with the tall, willowy types is not a whole lot in the chest area. You'll get the tall, bigger types that have, you know, a lot of I don't want to say the Hartman hips, but they have a lot of hip room, as well as, you know, being, you know, gifted in the upper regions as well. But, you know, when it comes to the tall willowies, like the models, right, like the women of the model body type, the kind that are searched out for that, they tend to not have a whole lot in the chest area. So that was the thing that sort of made this particular character stand out even to the other characters, is because for whatever reason she just had really big boobs, and that's just sort of the way that she showed up in my brain too, which was just hilarious. And the reason that this was just even a thing that stuck is because this was the very first book that was mine, like the original one that I wrote when I was like 18, between 18 and 20, the one that I got published, and so on and so forth, all that debacle that happened after that. And two of the main characters are teenage boys, right? I shouldn't say boys, they're 18, they're at least 18, I think. One's 16, hold on. I gotta remember their ages now. I think one is 16 and 17, or it's one is 17 and one is 18. Wait, no, like he's in there. One is 20 and one is 19. Okay, my brain. And it's been a while since I've thought about those people. And so they meet this like them and, you know, the mom and dad, you know, meet these people, including this one woman, and of course the boys are staring, and the dad's just like, hey. Hey, control your eyes. And they're like, oh shit, sorry. And it was just fucking hilarious to me at the time. I mean, it's still kind of funny, because it kind of is. But at the time, it was even funnier.
Woo! Stretchy.
All the stretchy.
Much stretchy.
Okay, cats.
There's
Let's
one thing that's a weird little item that you can end up getting in Astroneer. It's a small squeaker horn.
Squeaker? Squeakers?
Yeah, it's a squeaky horn. And for some reason, you end up finding a lot of them when you're going through garbage stuff. And so there's like, currently have like 3 of the small squeaker horns. I have not made a single fucking squeaker horn. Because why the fuck would I make a goddamn squeaker horn?
Why would I make this?
And I have a whole bunch, like, one of the other things that you'll find frequently is lights. I have so many motherfucking lights.
Why do I have so many lights?
So fucking many. Don't understand.
Grr.
Certainly don't need this, small, solar panel. My back. Even though it would theoretically be offering me power, it still doesn't do me any good.
All I heard was my back, and then my brain was like, my back!
Oh, hey, there's another fucking squeaker horn. I'm gonna go put this with the other squeaker horns.
All the squeaker horns.
You got 4 fucking squeaker horns now. Ouch. Oh, man. Why am I so tired? Oh yeah, because I got woken up at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning.
Yeah, that's kind of annoying.
I was gonna say that's awful.
Yeah, my eldest unfortunately decided that he was angry at his video game or some such like that, and made his displeasure known via smacking stuff. And I'm like,
Can you
bro,
not?
you can fucking stop that right the fuck now.
Like, for real.
Oh, man. Like, for realsy, though. Like, seriously, bro.
It's not worth smacking the wall over.
Not only is it not worth smacking the wall over, but, like, what the fuck are you even doing? What would be the point or purpose of that? Like, genuinely, dude. I don't get it. Not gonna get it. It's not gonna start making sense to me because it just doesn't make sense. It's just not a thing that makes sense. You were frustrated. Don't care. Oh, my stepdad.
Oh boy. Gotta love when that guy calls. I still love that you're like, I have a tendency to dress people like hoes, so
I really
Yeah.
do.
not the person you want to ask about how to dress people. let's try this pencil out again and see if I don't hate it this time. I didn't hate it last time. I hated what I was doing with it. Ugh. That was what I was trying to
Well,
do.
that was an oddly pleasant call from my stepdad.
Oh really?
Yeah, I mean, it's not usual for the phone calls from my stepdad to be in any way, shape, or form pleasant.
Well, I know. That's why I'm
it's
also
just-
confused.
Just letting you know, you have
I'm gonna
stuff coming for you in the mail.
You're like, oh,
I got mine today.
thanks.
I'm like, okay, cool.
I'm guessing you're not allowed to know what the stuff is.
Is anyone in here a critter?
I think I might have said something to you about it before, but it's not something that I really want to
Oh,
advertise.
okay, yeah. Did you just ask if anyone in here was a critter?
Yeah.
In the call?
If you don't know what that means, then the answer is no.
That's
I
a
mean,
no
I
then.
call my son's critter, but no.
It's a Critical Role fan.
Oh,
Oh,
nope.
not critter.
Critter. Yeah, no, I thought of critter too, you know, like a squirrel or some shit.
That's because that's what I call my children.
I
is call
know,
them critter.
yeah. I gotta step away for just a second. Literally, I'm not
Okay.
actually going anywhere. I just gotta grab something.
Oh boy. A phone call from my stepdad, even though it was a good call that I needed and I wanted to actually get. Now my stomach is like every kind of up in knots because talking to my stepdad is fraught situation.
All right, y'all, choose for me: strawberry banana or apple grape.
Strawberry banana.
All right.
Strawberry nana.
You know what's funny? I just realized it was really dumb of me to get strawberry banana because bananas are one of those things that upset my stomach. I'm gonna eat it anyway, but
Bitch.
Better to eat it sooner rather than later. That way you know whether or not you should not get it again.
right. Well, okay. So, I went to the park yesterday. I had a Starbucks gift card, so I went to Starbucks after. And I was trying to use up all the gift card because I didn't want to go back because I'm going to be honest, I don't like Starbucks. So it was really just there to get some things and use up the gift card. So I got some things and I was trying to use it up some more. And I had already gotten the other things that I wanted and I didn't want anything else other than those snacks that I got. And so I'm looking at their little freezer section thingy. And they got these little puree packets for kids, you know? I'm like, you're not going to judge me for getting one of these for myself, are you? And she's like, nah. So I grabbed two. One is apple grape, and then this other one is strawberry banana. And I just didn't even think about it because, you know, strawberry banana is just like a normal kind of flavor thing. So, anyway, I now have one. I'm going to eat it.
Nom nom.
Nom nom.
Nom 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 nom.
That is definitely strawberry banana. Oh man. Sorry, it's apparently been a long time since I've had banana.
Banana.
Yeah, I don't like banana either, so
I mean-
I'm right there with you, man.
Right? I used to like banana, although it's not like I ate it all the time. It's just that I did used to like it. You know, I used to eat it when we had it available. But of course I haven't eaten it. I haven't eaten it in a long time because, duh, I can't. And whew, boy, yeah, that kicked me a little bit. Let's even some of that out with some sunflower butter, shall we?
Have snacks somewhere.
Snacks.
I had butterscotch pudding and I ate it. If it's still good, how long have I had this?
I don't know. How long have you had it?
I probably shouldn't eat this. It expired a year ago.
Yeah, you definitely you said it was pudding,
Yeah.
like
It's
a
a little
pre-packaged
snack
pudding,
packs.
or is it like a powdered pudding?
No, it's a pre-packed pudding.
Yeah, you definitely shouldn't eat that.
I like looked at it and I went, "Oh, April 2022. Let's not."
Yeah, let's fucking not, man. But we don't.
You
But we
know,
don't say we didn't.
I don't want to die, thanks.
It's definitely on the list of dumb ways to die.
Right. There's where my peanut butter went.
Peanut butter.
I do like peanut butter. I wish I had Oreos though. I like Oreos in my peanut butter.
Ah,
That's why I don't buy things, because I will just sit there and eat a bunch of stuff that's bad for me.
I mean,
aim.
Ooh, I have plantain chips. That's probably good in peanut butter.
just about anything is good in peanut butter, really, except maybe fish, but
Peanut butter doesn't expire, right?
not really. Like, it does, but...
Does, but as long as it was closed, it will last a very, very, very long time.
Oops, sorry, baby. I didn't mean to step on you. Actually, I don't even think this has been opened yet. It's labeled for this month. So.
It's labeled for this month and it's still sealed. You're good.
Okay, that seal is damaged. I'm not eating that. I'm pretty sure that seal must have been damaged when I bought it. Because it's not open.
Yeah, that's bad.
Not touching that. I got another one up here.
And you're just batting 1,000, aren't you?
Right? Nope, this one expired 2 years ago. Damn it! Okay.
My God, woman.
Look, I'm really bad at cleaning my pantry out. You should have seen my friends move me out of my apartment. They were like, dude, what the hell?
Oh my good Lord, woman.
I inherited that from my mother. When we were moving out of the old house I found in 2002.
Did you move out of the old house?
Well, some of those were when we were moving out last year, and then some of them were when we were moving out of the prior house, which was in 2011.
Ow. Okay, baby. Did you want me to follow you there, or did you want me to pop out of your world?
Oh man.
My brain just doesn't want to do faces.
I will follow you there. Send me an invite when you get there.
I'm gonna get in real motherfucking close. I'm gonna make this bitch work. Damn it.
Well, I have potato chip dip and no potato chip. I just wanted a snack before I go eat dinner because I'm really hungry because I didn't get my lunchtime snack, but apparently I'm not allowed to do that because there's no snacks in my house.
You need to keep your shit cleaned out, friend.
Clearly. I have this inherent need to never throw anything away because of my butt.
Mm-hmm.
Even when it's expired, my brain goes, no, don't throw that away, it's food. And I'm like, but you're not gonna eat it. I have Pop-Tarts, I don't really want Pop.
I can't blame you there.
Hi, sweet baby. Ah. Hi, other sweet baby.
Hi.
Excuse me, ma'am.
No, I know you weren't talking to me. You were talking to your cats, right?
Yep.
Okay. I was just
You're
reading.
fine.
Trying out my new pets.
It was.
Trying out my new.
We can hear you way
earbuds.
better, by the way.
Oh, good.
Yes.
I got new earbuds, and oh God, the sound quality is too good because when I put them in, they just automatically connected on YouTube, and then it just full blast.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I even when I turn it all the way down, it's very loud. And not that it's bad; it's just surprising.
Yeah, because you're just used to the shitty headphones.
Oh no! My other headphones aren't that bad. I just a preference for volume varies.
Mm-hmm.
I have my drinkable soup.
That's a good snack.
Yes. I just saw it and I was like, oh, yes.
I'm cooking
Yes.
manwich tonight.
Manwich.
Yeah, sloppy joes.
There you go.
Yep. It's so good. And I'm really glad that I know how to make it now.
Yeah.
'Cause all you gotta do is put the ground beef in the skillet, then just mush it and move it around until it's all brown and crap, and then just pour the manwich sauce in. Simple.
Oh yeah.
One time I used I used a ground beef that was just turkey chuck.
Mm-hmm.
It was different, but it was great.
When you say turkey chuck, do you mean like it was turkey that you were using?
Well, turkey mixed with beef. It was different.
Ah.
Jazzy's here. Jazzy's here.
Hi, Jazzy.
Jazzy!
A Jesse animal.
Yes.
Here she comes. Here she comes. And she's left. She's at the window now. Lucy, on the other hand, we got her a new toy, and she loves it.
Yay.
And it's kind of rare because a cat that loves a new toy right away.
Right away.
What a miracle!
Oh, what?
And it's so interesting because the toy, it's it's like feathers on attached to a stick, that kind of thing, and then it's attached to a wheel,
Mm-hmm.
and you press a button, and that wheel automatically rolls around. And Lucy was captivated by it.
Yeah.
And we also got her and Jasmine a new scratching post.
Sweet.
And we put it behind one of the chairs in the living room because Lucy really likes to scratch that one up. Or not scratch it up, but she just likes to try to scratch it until we go, Lucy, hands off.
Mm-hmm.
Clint Cooper. Yep, that's the one that I was waiting for.
What are you waiting for?
Off the scratch post.
Yeah.
Oh, and I watched the first 2 Hunger Games this week.
Did you?
Yeah,
How'd you
And-
like 'em?
Death benefit programming.
they're really good. I mean, I did see the first 4 like years ago for the first time, like years ago, and I do like them. I mean, sure, they have their flaws, like a certain love triangle, but it's good.
Honestly,
And,
as far as love triangles go, Hunger Games was the one I minded the least.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that bad. And I mean, at least it's not all in your face like Twilight.
Exactly. The love triangle in Hunger Games was very much sidelined to the plot.
Yeah, and now that I've got like a deeper sense of reading Now that I've got a deeper sense of reading comprehension, I find myself looking like deeper and deeper into the cinematography and the meanings behind the Hunger Games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, I really like how the story like draws you in, both the audience and the characters in, with all the glitz and glamour and the money and the fame. And then they hit you with the reality that the Hunger Games is technically a rallied execution.
Mm-hmm.
And they just fool you with all the glitz and glamour. And I think that's a really cool story, really interesting storytelling tool. It's a shame that I only read the first book.
I
And
read all of them before the movies came out. So I was that guy going to see the Hunger Games movies.
Yeah.
I
I
also
saw the
threw
movie-
my Kindle across the room while I was reading the third one.
I saw the movies before I read the books because I didn't own them yet.
Yeah, I did. I've always been the book before the movies person, even if the movies were already out. I did it with Harry Potter too. I read the Harry Potter books before I saw the movies. With the
Same.
exception of the fourth one. I actually watched the fourth movie when I was only halfway through the book and completely spoiled Voldemort coming back for myself, so that was great.
Oh no.
I read each Harry Potter book individual. Well, okay, I read The way I read the Harry Potter books was I read the first book, then watch the first movie, read the second book, watch the second movie, and yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
And my
Yeah,
English teacher at the time was so into Harry Potter that she gave me an award for it. Looking back,
Meanwhile, my English teacher actively punished me for reading.
What?
yikes,
What?
that's hypocritical.
Oh yeah, that was the thing.
That
I
was
mean, I'm
hypocritical.
confused. Aren't you supposed to read in English?
You would
Yeah,
think. But
My
no, I had
teacher-
one English teacher who gave me the best reader award in middle school, and then the English teacher I had the year before that actively hated my guts because all I did was read.
Wow. I'm trying to remember now that I think about it. I'm trying to remember all the books that my English teacher. Okay, not all the books, but the books that my English teachers had me read over the school years. Because okay, recently, like in my senior year, I remember my teacher had us read Hamlet. That was a fun experience. Then Beowulf, which I hardly even remember. Then Frankenstein, the book, like the actual unabridged Frankenstein,
Mm-hmm.
and that story was very interesting and a really interesting social commentary. And then I also remember there was a book about there was a memoir about the Holocaust that I read,
Mm-hmm.
and
I read so many Holocaust books.
and then there was one year where there were like books everywhere on the bookshelf, like any English classroom, or as you should expect in an English classroom. And this was in middle school, by the way. And one time, my teacher said, "All right, everybody, grab a book and read any book, read it over the weekend, and write an essay about it." And don't worry, she didn't. Come to think of it, she didn't actually push us on the essay thing, because I remember like not writing a single book report, and I never got in trouble for it. So I guess she just didn't really care. And the book I chose was, I believe it was a study on artificial intelligence. It was called Beta, I think. Or maybe it was, yeah, I think it was definitely called Beta. And
I haven't read that, but I've heard of it.
and there was a point that it got to a point where I was reading a certain chapter where the main character, who is an AI, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
an AI with a 16-year-old body, and as they put it in the book, she had a quote-unquote rack. I'm sure you know what rack means.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And she did the hanky-panky with one of the human characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I read it, and I was like, wait a minute, this is So that was my first reading of smut, and it was in middle school. And I was a little embarrassed because it was like, I know I chose this book, and it was
Well, probably
middle
that book shouldn't have been available to middle school
Oh, it
readers.
it wasn't that bad. It wasn't explicit, but it was just a surprise to me, and I did finish it. But it's like I was a little worried that in my head I was fearing that one of the teachers might look over and see that I was reading a sex scene in a book. But
Well, I'm assuming, again, if that book was one of the ones that, like, she had on a shelf to have you pick out, they can't really get mad at you for that.
yeah,
I was about to
that's
say,
true.
I'm laughing internally just a little bit because when I was in middle school, prior to my librarian purging all of the quote-unquote inappropriate books because the school faculty made her, I used to purposely go into the library as a middle schooler and seek out the books that had sex scenes.
Yeah. And the only other book that I've read that had a spicy scene was this book called The Wind-Up Doll, or The Wind-Up Girl.
Mhm.
I never finished that one because the spicy scene in that book was not exactly the it wasn't exactly intimate, if you know what I mean. Because it was more of a
I can kind of gather that from the name of the book.
What was it called
Yeah.
again?
wind-up girl.
So it was more like
Non-con.
objectification and all that good shit.
Yes. Like, as soon as I read Jaded,
Wow, my fucking
Jaded Toy,
motherfucker.
I just closed it up. That's all I'll elaborate on.
Did anyone ever read the Among the Hidden books?
Among the what?
Among the Hidden?
I've heard of it, but I don't think I've read it.
I read those when I was younger, and they were really good. From what I can remember, I would like to reread them now that I'm an adult, because I'd probably understand it better.
I'm looking at my bookshelf that's across from me, and the most prominent books that would stand out to people are the American Girl books. Or the historical ones, anyway. Nobody ever talks about those, and I don't know why, because not only they're educational, just that they are entertaining, because they also have a, like, I know it's just a Stella doll merchant, a doll franchise.
I had the Molly and Samantha movies when I was younger, the historical ones. I liked those a lot.
I loved those. I loved the movies as well. Samantha is my favorite, mostly because that's the darkest one. They talk about child labor, and a kid even gets his finger.
Samantha and Nellie are the only two American Girl dolls I ever had. I still have them, so.
Oh, you're talking about the dolls.
No, I'm talking about the movie.
Oh, right, you're talking. Yeah, I had the dolls were pretty expensive. So I only had a My American Girl doll, which I named Jessica after one of my cousins. I don't know why.
The only reason I got... Oh, go ahead.
And then I had Then I had the historical character who, coincidentally, was also named Rebecca.
Mm-hmm.
She was from the year 1914, and she is Jewish. And it was a really interesting story. And let's see. I have Kaya. I have Caroline. I have. Why don't I have my glasses on? I have Kaya, Caroline, Josefina, Addie, Samantha, Rebecca, Mary Ellen, and Julie. Julie is they actually came out with a recent historical character from the 90s.
That's really weird that the 90s are considered a historical character.
I know, right?
Yeah. We're all getting old.
Says the youngest one in here.
Yeah.
Says the baby of the group.
That's fair.
But you're not wrong.
There's two,
go ahead.
There's two books that make up the main storyline, and then there's a third one that's like My Journey with insert name there, which is like it's basically a reader insert.
Mm-hmm.
It's a reader insert. And they're like, if you want to make this choice, go to this page. It's really fun.
The Choose Your Own Adventure book.
Yeah. Come to think of it, those were really fun. Like, if you go on an adventure with Rebecca, you have the choice of having her mistake you for a vaudeville actress, because apparently yourself in the book you're wearing a sequin skirt or something. Or something else, I don't remember. And in the Samantha one, you get to teach Samantha how to ride a bicycle. And she's from 1904.
Sweet.
You get to introduce the girls to these newfoundly... You get to travel back in time and introduce the girls to these newfangled ideas.
Newfangled.
Kaya, I believe, is the one that goes the furthest back, because she's a Native American from the 1700s.
Mm-hmm.
And she was called, I don't know. I forget what the context was, but I remember the very, very, very early in the story, she was, she did something, I don't know what, but that earned her the derogatory nickname Magpie. And I just remembered all these girls.
Well, I kind of tuned back in on a very odd note on that one.
Talking about the
Randomly,
American Girl
tuned
dolls
back in
and
on what
stuff.
y'all were talking about, from where my kids are talking, on derogatory nickname, and I'm like, wow, that is oddly in line with the problems that my kid is dealing with right now. Because he's having problems with one of their friends in their friend group randomly decided that, you know what's funny? Trying to trip each other up with the N-word.
Wow. No.
Unfortunately, apparently, the whole people just being deciding that it's okay for them to just say things that are ridiculously and obviously like not great is apparently a big problem in their school right now. So he was telling me about how the other day a girl who really likes braiding hair asked the teacher if she could braid the teacher's hair because the teacher has long hair, and the teacher was like, yeah, sure, no problem, because they were doing kind of like a free time just goofing around because the teacher didn't have anything to do right then. And the teacher's like, yeah, sure, no problem. And then this kid looks at this girl, who, of course, happens to be of swarthier skin tones, and just randomly is like, and I wish I had a slave.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Oh
that's
my.
not okay.
Wow.
And then, now here's the part that
not
drives me
okay.
the most crazy. This little shit, the teacher goes, excuse you? And he repeated himself.
Wow.
Please tell me the.
I'm just
Please
sitting
tell me
here
the
going, I'm sorry, I don't care if the girl was of swarthier skin tones. I'd have been like, principal's office. Been like,
Right?
what? I'm in a principal's office.
Was
Now!
the boy punished at least?
Oh! Get the fuck out! Was that?
Was the boy punished?
Apparently, my kid thinks that the teacher was just so fucking stunned that she just didn't know what to do about it. But yeah, I don't actually know that the kid got punished for it.
I would have punished him.
I would have kicked his ass.
Dude, that kid would have been out. That kid would have been out of the classroom so fast his head would have fucking spun if it was me who was the teacher. I'd been like, no, we don't do that here.
I would have
You're
lost
a
my
German
job
class.
if
You
I
don't do
was
that
the
in
teacher.
German class, motherfucker.
And probably gone to jail.
Yeah, that's a big. Wow.
Just apparently, this is a fucking problem. Apparently, this has become a serious fucking issue in our schools, including the school my kids are going to. Because my kid's been complaining lately about the fact that a lot of the other kids at school are
just
out
doing
in this
that,
sort of
apparently.
way.
Okay.
And I'm just like, but why though?
Blame the parents.
I was gonna say it's got to be something at home. I would hope.
That's the problem.
Oh,
The problem is not the school. The problem is the parents.
Oh yeah.
It's still one
I
of those
can
things that
very
you're just
fucking
sitting
see
here like,
that.
what the fuck is this horse shit, dude? Like,
This is
Glad I
why
read-
history repeats itself. Just saying.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
kids are impressionable. And I know this is at least a little selfish of me to say, but I'm really glad that I don't go to school anymore, or at least I'm graduated, so I don't have to deal with that.
It's not terribly selfish. It's
No.
an understandable thing, actually.
I was about to say, honestly, I think we all feel that way.
Because with the asshole that's trying to run for governor in Florida, I'm really glad that I don't have to deal with the
Wait, you're in Florida?
Yep.
Did not
I am
realize
so
that.
sorry.
It's okay. I want to get out of here too. So does my
Like,
dad.
I'm not in the best state ever, but I wouldn't touch Florida.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd
sure, we
pick my
have.
state over Florida any day of any week.
I mean,
Fucking
sure, we have.
winter included.
I mean, we have Disney World, we have Universal Studios, but that doesn't outweigh the fact that we have really crappy weather and really crappy
Oh, did you
people.
remember? You didn't butter it for me though.
That also doesn't override the whole don't say gay thing.
Right now.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't want another thing of coffee. Just leave it for now, okay?
I think my dad is ranting too.
Can't blame him.
I don't know. Yeah. We have a lot in common.
And I will.
I have to admit, I don't actually know what's going on in Florida right now.
You don't want to know.
So.
Florida's not a good place to go if you're LGBT.
Ron DeSantis trying to outlaw things like drag shows and being trans and things like
They have
that.
the don't say gay thing in the schools now, if I'm not mistaken.
You can't teach pronouns in the schools now.
It's English. It's basic English.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't learn that.
It's like, I
Trust me,
swear to
I'm
God,
aware.
Republicans have lost their fucking minds.
Yeah, and my mom showed my very distraught mom, my mom who was very distraught at the time, showed me a video of what DeSantis was planning for schools, and both she and I were just very upset. And she was like, "I'm so glad you're already graduated."
Well, and another thing that he's done is he's trying to outlaw. He has outlawed, or I guess he has declared that the African American history EP course is woke.
Oh
I don't know.
God.
Like, he essentially was like, no, this is CRT. This is critical race theory. Never mind that they have AP Japanese course. They have AP, they had like an AP German course and several other like AP classes that were exactly the same thing, just with different insert race or group of people. And so
he's just an idiot.
Hey, guess what? We have AP courses of all of these other things. He's like, okay, I'm just going to make AP courses illegal.
He's trying to pretend those people don't exist. That's what it sounds like.
So he's a white supremacist.
He's trying to essentially marginalize. He's intentionally trying to marginalize groups of people so that he has scapegoats to kick down at when he takes away the rights and fucks up the taxes of all of his Floridians, so that he has somebody to blame. I mean, that's the entire reason that Hitler hated the Jews. And I mean, I hate bringing up Hitler, but that seems very, very apropos in this situation. That's the entire reason that Hitler was like, those Jews, they're gonna get ya. They're destroying our country. It's because
they were the
somebody
scapegoat.
you could have other people look at and be like, oh, yeah, those people are making our life bad. You know, never mind that trans people are like 1.5% of the total population. Period.
Yeah.
They're definitely not a major threat to society. I'm pretty sure actually there are more priests in America than there are trans people in America. And priests are frequently proven.
I was about to say, I'm personally more scared of the priests than I am of the trans people.
Yeah, oh, wow, that worked. Holy shit.
For good reason, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, historically, the Catholic Church likes to shove things under a rug. At least when, like, we fuck up, we can usually, as a collective group, the LGBT community goes, yeah, they fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not try and hide them away and hide what happened.
Exactly. We're like, nah, they fucked up, take them away.
Yeah. Because we don't have the whole social shield, social cultural shield that they have.
Oh yeah, no, because it's a Catholic priest. Well, he wouldn't do that. Blah, 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 blah.
Never mind. Copious proof that they do in fact do that.
Just so we're all aware.
I mean, not that it matters, but I asked my dad, and he says I was raised Protestant.
Yeah. If you're not
And I-
Catholic, then you're
raised
Protestant,
in the church
generally.
I was raised in the Church of Christ or whatever it is, like really apropos, follow the Bible, thumping. I was raised that way.
Not to brag. I think most of my church experiences, like in my childhood, were pretty chill. Like, we even had rock music.
Yeah.
Oh no, my church, I was told by a pastor when I was 8 years old that if I played Pokemon, I'd go to hell.
I remember that most of the time in the Sunday sermons, or whatever you call them, they had like a projector on the wall, and they would project these lyrics, and they would play these Christian rock songs, and I remember most of them being really good. And they would even like have us do sign language while doing it. Well, I wouldn't call it like ASL sign language, but they would have us like do little dance gestures, and it was really fun. And then there would be like, Sunday school and all that stuff. I mean, I don't remember much about it, but I remember it was pretty chill.
I remember they tried to brainwash me into hating gay people.
Oh my gosh.
Joke's on them, I'm fucking gay.
I'm pretty sure I would still be bi if the church tried to tell me, hey, being queer.
Oh yeah. Well, no,
pretty
literally, because I was literally raised, Pokemon's bad, anime's bad, this is bad, that's bad. As an 8-year-old, I remember my pastor saying that Pokemon was satanic as an 8-year-old, and I remember as an 8-year-old looking at him and thinking, you're fucking stupid, it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, literally, not in those words clearly because I was 8, but I genuinely looked at this man and just ignored him because even as an 8-year-old, I thought that was absolutely stupid.
Well, that's,
And
I
you
think I
were
I
right.
had similar, but not quite the same situation with my uncle. My uncle on my father's side, he now, mind you, is a cis man. He looked at me and without even a hint of irony said, "You can't trust boys."
Well, a
cis
lot of
man-
men do that. A lot of cis men do
boys.
that.
They only want one thing.
Uh-huh.
I had to kind of stop myself from looking at my uncle and being like, "Motherfucker, you're a boy."
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
what
one of
the
the things
fuck
that
do
always
you
like
want
pissed
from
me off
my
about that
uncle?
is
you.
usually when my parents leave the house, or sometimes when my parents leave the house to go on like a grocery trip or whatever, right before they leave, my dad jokingly calls out, "No boys or girls in the house, Becca." And I'm like, yeah. It's because
I wasn't out to my mom in high school, and I laughed because it was always, don't have boys over, but then she would consistently leave me alone with the girls I had over, and I promise you I was not just messing around with the boys.
Yeah.
no boys over. Okay.
I was like,
think-
okay.
Not a fucking problem, Mom.
I think Undertale was like the first time I was what's the right word? The first time I was introduced to the idea of women loving women in a romantic way. Because Undyne and Alphys, when they were like being all flirty with each other, it took me a while to process that they were both girls. Like, I wasn't even introduced, I didn't even know what gay or bi or any of those things meant until I was I mean I wasn't even told to be homophobic or told about gay people until then. Like I saw Undyne and Alphys being all flirting with each other. And then I was like, huh, is one of them a boy? And then I remembered, oh wait, and then it clicked. And I was like, oh.
Don't remember how I figured out what being gay was. I just remember when I was in 5th grade, someone started a rumor that I was a lesbian, and then I was like really upset about it, and then like 2 years later I went, oh, you're half right.
Somebody once called me, somebody in middle school, or maybe, no, it was 5th grade. Somebody in 5th grade once called me gay as an insult, and for some reason I got mad, but I think that was because I didn't know what that meant. But I didn't get that upset over it. They just
by the time the rumor was started, I knew what it meant, but all I knew was I was supposed to not like it, so I was insulted by it. But then, like I said, 2 years later, I was like, wait, no, A, you were mostly right. B, why am I supposed to not like this?
Other shit, is this a fucking problem?
Mm-hmm.
My mom really likes this. There was during Christmas time. There's a movie that my mom likes to watch. Me, not so much. It's called Happiest Season. Ever heard of it?
Nope.
No.
Okay, it's a movie about this lesbian couple that is supposed to go to one of the girls' parents or families for Christmas. But
She's invited her where they're engaged and they're like just finding out that she's engaged to a woman.
actually, one of the girls, who is played by Kristen Stewart, by the way, it's a better performance than Bella Swan, that's for sure.
She's not a bad actress. The Twilight script was just fucked.
Oh yeah, but that's another time. But anyway, the girl, her name is Abby. She just bought a ring so she could propose to her girlfriend Harpy on Christmas Eve.
Okay, so this isn't the same one. Okay, this is a different movie then.
Yes. It was, she bought a ring so she could propose to her girlfriend on Christmas. But before she could even bring up the idea of proposing, Harper suddenly announced, hey, I'm bringing you to my family's for Christmas. But then it turns out Harper lied to Abby about coming out to her parents. And so her parents believe Harper is straight and that she's just bringing over a roommate. And that becomes a big problem because that's a big fat lie that Harper just told her girlfriend. And of course, it spirals into a really, really bad thing. And that's one of the things why I don't like that movie.
Age-old toxic gay relationship.
Yeah, I mean, lesbian rep or not, I mean, they do get married at the end, by the way, spoiler alert, and the parents are fine. And it was just really...
It's like just a bunch of shit that didn't need to happen kind of movie.
It's a gay movie made for straight people.
I don't know about that. I mean, the actors...
that's literally what all coming out stories. Every coming out story that is ever made is a gay movie for straight people. Because gay people don't care about your coming out story. It's a gay movie made for straight people.
That's one way of putting it. I mean, it did have a happy ending, but I just felt so uncomfortable with the whole family conflict, especially the mom.
Literally, the issue is... I'm sorry, I'm about to go on a mini tangent here. But the issue with LGBT representation in media, especially movies, is that studios and producers can get away with making them as long as it's not aimed at the actual gay people. Because they need to make sure that their majority straight audience is still going to give them their money. So there has to be some sort of interesting conflict or some sort of story that we blatantly don't care about. Because let's be real. If you look at something like The Best Gay Friend or Love, Simon or something... The entire movie doesn't really have a plot. The plot surrounds the fact that this character is gay. That is the plot.
Yeah. I mean, I was just...
And that's why.
I would probably... This is going to sound weird, but sometimes when I look at the Titanic movie, I try to picture in my head what would the story be like if Jack and Rose were both women? It's like, that's, I don't know about you, but it actually would sound like an interesting storyline if just the main couple was like 2 men or 2 women just meeting each other on a ship.
And still would have had a plot outside they're gay. Because the plot for Titanic would be the exact same. So yes, that's something I can get behind. But that's what I'm saying, is like, that's why I like the Owl House so much. I'm like, just give me gay relationships with an actual fucking story.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing that gets to my husband and I, is, like, okay, when I lived up in Minneapolis, I actually had, my boss didn't actually like the Pride Parade, despite the fact that he was very, very gay, and very, very out about it. And I was like, but why don't you like the Pride Parade? And he goes, well, it reduces me to just my sexuality. And I'm significantly more than just my sexuality. I was like, okay, that's fair, that's fair. But one of the things my husband and I, like, get excited about, despite the fact that, like, it's obviously not aimed at us, but there are few things that get us quite as excited as seeing a story, a thing come out where it doesn't fucking matter that the 2 characters are both guys and they're very obviously in a relationship. Like, there was one, I don't remember what it was, but there was this one thing where this guy, like, wakes up out of a nightmare, and you've been watching the nightmare. The nightmare is completely disconnected to what he wakes up into, but he wakes up, jolts up in bed. He's, he's got there's another body next to him, and the other person rolls over and pats their hand on his arm, and it's like, oh, honey, are you okay? Did you have a nightmare? And he's like, yeah, I had a really bad nightmare. And it's another guy, and it's just played as completely straight. There's nothing straight, as in, like, there's no, like, hook there. Like, it's just,
yeah, no, it's just there. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what makes me excited to see in media.
Yeah, and it makes my husband and I ridiculously excited to see something like that, because we're both like, yes, let Adam and Steve have their fucking deal. It doesn't have to be a big fucking deal. They can just be people.
I mean, because that's what it is at the heart, is it's just people being people. Like,
being in a relationship.
Can we just get the fuck over it already?
Honestly, right? It's like one of those things where I'm like, if you can look at this, if you're upset about this situation, but you can swap out one of the same gendered person for the opposite gender and be fine with it, you need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Looking at a certain Owl House artist.
What did I do?
No, the Owl House drama. I purposely avoid the Owl House drama. Do not drag me into the Owl House drama.
I know you're not talking about me.
It's just a one-off comment. I'm not going to elaborate. But actually, one of the Last of Us episodes was like, it was like a whole flashback episode centered around an old gay couple. Like, no coming out story, just these 2 men falling in love and surviving the apocalypse until they both die. And it's just so beautiful. Because, I mean, it's about this character named Bill. And he's alive in the game. But in the
I was gonna say, wait. Are you giving spoilers? Because I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, shit. I'm so sorry.
Oh. No, it's okay. That's why I was waiting before you go further.
You just don't go any further.
I won't say any more. Just that it's a really good gay story. That's it. In fact, you might cry. That's it.
I was gonna say, I've heard nothing but good things. I just haven't had a minute to sit down and watch it yet.
It is nothing but good things. By the way, the first season concluded today. Or last night, technically. I usually don't watch...
I thought it concluded the night before last, because my best friend watched it at No,
this,
I thought it,
yeah,
I thought it
I
concluded before that because my best friend watched the last episode on Friday.
Yeah, I just corrected myself because usually I don't watch new episodes until like Monday morning because they premiere at 9,
Gotcha.
which is
That's
ironic.
why I got confused. I was like, wait a minute. Because I
Yeah,
remember that
'cause
became a big, huge thing because they watched it without their niece and their niece was fucking pissed.
come to think of it, that's kind of hypocritical for me to say because I watched for the future when the exact time it premiered, and that was 9 p.m.
I think
And yet,
what it really boils down to is it depends on what it is, and then you'll watch
yes,
it. And like right
yeah,
then.
my mom actually really likes the show.
What, Our House or The Last of Us?
Last of Us more so. I can't really get her to listen to Owl House stuff, but she does. She does listen to me. But anyway, Last of Us, my mom really likes. And she even tried to get me to play the game in front of her because the game came with the PlayStation. Excuse me.
Burp.
And I played the Left Behind DLC first for some reason. And it went okay because I didn't come across any like monsters until I met until I kept getting attacked from behind. And then and then it turned out the reason why I kept failing so much is because I didn't have aim assist.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I didn't want to play it, but I just wanted to show my mom, okay, this is why I don't play games like these, because the controls are so convoluted. I'd rather play simple games like Animal Crossing or like Merge Mansion or Sky Children of Light. I'd rather play simple stuff. But she gets it now. But maybe someday I'll pick up the game again. But right now it's just not for me.
And that's okay. Certain things just aren't for everybody.
Yeah. Speaking, I realized that I mentioned Merge Mansion in that spiel.
Mhm.
And have you ever seen, those like wacky mobile ads that show the characters in odd predicaments, but it turns out the game is nothing like the ad?
I will pretend I have seen that.
Okay. Hang on, I will find a video elaborating on that, but I won't project it, I'll just link it. Sabers. There we go.
Ow.
Uh,
I have all of my garlic.
hang on.
You too.
Oh,
You okay?
here we go. Here we go. I found
Abigail,
it.
you did the masking thing again.
I found it. I found it.
Good.
Okay, I will link it, and you guys can just go nuts. One of them, it's for a game called Project Makeover, which
Uh-huh.
I've only I played a little bit of it. It's just match 3, then give a girl a makeover, blah blah blah. But the ads are so disgusting. Like you have this like subpar CGI
Mhm.
story, and it's just a girl farting or having this weird makeover procedure being done on her in a really oddly disgusting way. I was like, that's what you're supposed to that's what you're trying to use to get people to play the game. And at some point I was like, screw it, why not? And I played the game, and it's meh. Plus, it's nothing but more ads.
I mean, yeah, that's usually what it is. Clickbait
And
type
then,
thing.
and then there's Lily's Garden. And that actually has a bunch of lewd stuff. There's no nudity, but there's a lot of implied nude stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay, lewd stuff, not nude stuff. Like, for example,
yeah.
yeah, you'd have to see for yourself if you're curious. But it's really funny. It's like before, the game is nothing like the ads, but in a way, it's also very entertaining because people like the ads more, and the animation, the mini animated shorts, it makes me go, why waste all that budget on these really weird ads when you could be making a whole TV series, a whole soap opera based on these? An whole animated soap opera. Pull a Vipsy Pop and watch and make a new. But actually, no, scratch that. Don't make misleading ads. Make a TV show. Like, you have a lot of potential here. It could be satire for all you know.
Oh, those things?
Yeah. However, most of them border on offensive because some of those ads really like to show mothers and a mother and a child suffering.
Yeah, I remember what you're talking about now. Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
I never pay any attention
because, but I like to watch the mother and child suffer.
Like freezing in a room because it has a broken fireplace and window.
Yeah, like those kinds of things.
And you can tell the player is being bad at it on purpose, just to get you to buy the game.
Yeah.
I will admit, it's a good marketing tactic. It's a good marketing tactic because I have fell for it more than once, and it's like it makes you yell at the screen like, "What are you doing? It's obviously that one." And then you're like, "Fine, I'll download it and do it myself." I've fallen for it more than once, but it's annoying. But and then there's one of the other mobile game ads is Merge Mansion, where it's a pretty simple plot. It's this girl named Maddie and her grandmother is implied to be a murderer or something, or she's convicted of something, and she's being taken away in a police car. And her hand... Yeah. I have downloaded that game, and I'm still playing it. It's nothing but just merging objects together, and you don't get to the murder story plot until I don't know when. But I just have fun putting together a mansion. I just like interior decorating. It's fun. As long as you have the patience, that is.
Yeah, it seems like it kind of has absolutely nothing to do with what they're trying to sell.
Yeah, but it's stimulating at least.
There's one that's similar to that gives you a little more options. You're a butler trying to renovate your mansion, the mansion you just inherited. Again, it's one of those Merge 3, but you do that to get stuff to decorate and repair.
Wait, what's it called?
That I forget.
Huh?
I'd have to look at my app store because I'm pretty sure I deleted it because I stopped playing.
I've played 2 other renovation games, and they're called Housescapes.
Yeah, that.
Yes, Housescapes. I kind of stopped playing that one, but it still has my data saved, so I'll pick it up some other time. And then there's Magic to Mansion. I have finished the mansion part in that game. Now she's taken me to a private island. There's more than just a mansion in the game.
Yeah.
It's more than a mansion.
Yeah. Another one I played was Lily's Garden.
Yeah, I linked that one in the general.
Yeah. That one was pretty decent. Just for, when you want to when your brain just wants to match stuff and get that little dopamine boost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
Like I
this
said,
one.
as for Merge Mansion, you start outside and then you work your way inside the actual house. And I haven't even started getting inside the house except for the maintenance room, and I'm not even done with the maintenance room yet. Cause first of all, they only give you so much energy points. The board gets a little too small at times, and um the objects also have like time limits, so
Yeah.
you can only get stuff out of them for a certain amount of time. But I just keep playing it because I like seeing the progress.
Yeah.
And I also like to cheat a little bit by looking up what the final stage of these objects look like.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think I'm gonna take a break from talking, but I'll still hang out on the call.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah. But what's being drawn?
Basically, it was just doing like clothing and anatomy stuff. I started with showing skeletal structures, like basically like this is what I usually start with when I draw, is like a simplified skeleton, and then showing what a skeleton looks like over top my simplified skeleton, and then showing kind of like how the body fits over top of that. And then have just kind of like gone from there to do other random things at this point.
Nice.
And yeah, like showing what clothes and stuff looks like. You know, once you have your stuff, you can just form on top of that as you see fit, kind of moment. And then I moved over here to do more clothing studies, and then of course I got distracted. So anyway, it's still technically clothing studies, but that doesn't change the fact that I'm distracted.
I know how that feels.
Because I tell you who these characters weren't supposed to be, any regular characters that any of the Owl House characters that I've been drawing lately. You guess who they are? The Owl House characters that I've been drawing. So apparently they're just stuck in my head at this point and won't go away, which is accurate, but still. What I was trying to sort of like stay away from that today, but whatever. Good clothing study things anyway. Also, totally random beef of mine. When guys tie their tie and they just do the simple tie knot and it just looks like this or some shit, I'm like, can you at least make it like fill the gap some, please? Please? Like if I wore ties regularly, I would figure it out. Why? Because it just looks annoying. It's annoying. It's annoying. So annoying. To me, it's annoying.
You're so angry at that, it just cracks me up because
I am!
the sort of thing that like someone like me would get angry at like a video game for doing a bad job with the like seams and stuff on clothes, like making the clothes so they just don't fucking work, and you're like, why doesn't the tie fill up your tie?
Fill up your tie spot. Okay, anyway. This is also part of the reason why I draw the Windsor knots a lot, is because the Windsor knot is a naturally bigger knot, generally speaking, unless you like really like tighten that fucker up. So it also fills up that space real good. But anyway, enough of that. Also have to say that I'm annoying myself with how I'm drawing this damn suit, blazer, whatever thing. Meh. Sure, there's not actually anything wrong with it. I say very loudly to the seamstress in the group.
Hang on.
Who's not listening. Or is doing other things that she's doing. Unless we have more than one seamstress, but
I mean, I'm learning to sew.
Lynn is the resident seamstress that I'm usually talking to when I mention seamstresses.
Yeah.
She
I might
appears.
have to hang up now. My
Okay.
mom wants to go to dinner.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Have good dinner.
Okay.
I'd give y'all multiple guesses to try to guess who I'm drawing, but I don't think you need multiple guesses.
Do you want me to just tell everybody? Because I can tell everybody.
I think they know. I think they know.
I was sitting here like, oh, hi. Hi, you. Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Well, because, you know, this wasn't supposed to be who this turned into. So, like, I'm like, well, I might as well just go for it then.
Like, I'm not going to draw Owl House character today. Oh, shit.
Well, here I am.
What you should have done is you should have tried to draw somebody else. Maybe Magda.
Yeah.
Griselda.
Yeah.
Couldn't imagine what my ulterior motives were, could you?
Huh?
I'm like, couldn't imagine what my ulterior motives were, could
Oh,
you?
no, not at all.
No. Of
Absolutely
course
not. Mm-mm. Okay, no, but for real, is there anything blatantly wrong with how I'm drawing this fucking blazer? Because I feel like there's something horribly wrong with how I'm drawing this blazer, and I'm probably just...
I don't see anything wrong with it at present.
Okay. It's probably just me. Like,
I mean,
literally.
the thing is, the blazers are going to look a little bit funky on him because he's so big.
Yeah.
So things are going to look a little bit funkified on him. The collar, the back strap of the collar might be a little slim.
Here?
But, the angle on it might be a little bit narrow. Like,
This?
does that make... No.
The
I
shirt
mean,
collar?
like, that part right there, the part that you had blacked out before.
Okay.
Should probably, be a little bit wider, but I don't... That's the only thing that's, like, sticking out to me.
What?
But, like I said,
hold on. Do you mean... Hold on.
I think you figured me out.
Maybe. Do you mean like this?
Yeah,
Okay.
more like that. Yes.
Yeah, it looks better.
And now
Collars
it
are a
looks
bitch,
100% better.
No, like, collars are a bitch. Like, seriously? Like, making collars? Imagining what collars look like when they move? Collars are a bitch.
Damn.
I fucking hate collars. Collars can fucking die.
Die in a fire.
That has a little bit to do with the fact that, you know, they're a pain in the ass to actually, like, pattern and stuff.
Okay, this fucking finger. Sorry. Okay, it's better. It's fucking better. Anyway, don't mind me. I'm gonna stop looking at his hand now. Just stop looking at it. Just stop thinking about it. Still not sure if I got this pencil to do exactly what I want it to do, but it's not bad either. So there's that. It got super duper quiet.
Yes, it did.
I think we were all kind of feeling quiet anyway. And Becca was just sort of like filling in the quiet.
Yeah.
I mean, cause yeah, for real, I'm sleepy today. Today's a sleepy day. I went to take an hour-ish nap that turned into 3.5 hours. So that just tells you where my brain was, and I could have slept longer.
Oof.
Of course, I did just recently do that whole, trying to switch my schedule around bullshit. So I'm going to be even more tired for a while. Damn it, I need to turn streamer mode off or something on yes, you are correct, Farrell. I need to turn streamer mode off because I never know that people are talking unless someone reads out that someone else is talking in Discord on the text part. Donna's been going on and on and on, and I fucking missed it. No, in the game, what it is if I remember correctly in the game, it's like for some reason... Oh, wait. No, I remember what you're going on about now. That's right, because they got kicked out and had to go... Sorry, I just read incorrect quotes. Okay. I'm not going to address that right now. Back to the game thing. I forgot that in the stupid cell phone game ads, it's that the husband was cheating or something, and so he kicked his pregnant wife and kid out, and so they had to go to this house that's all decrepit and shit. I forgot all about that until just now. In other words, yeah, those ads are stupid. Fuck. Just say that it's a freaking make your own house game or whatever the fuck they actually are.
Well, usually what it is it's a simple game, so like a match game or a I don't know if you remember Bejeweled, but that's kind of like Candy Crush.
Yeah.
It's like one of those sorts of games, like a Candy Crush or Bejeweled or something like that. Match games, ball sort puzzles, things like that. And then takes that, and in order to try and encourage you to continue to play it, they and to monetize it, they add in a build aspect so that while you're playing the game, you are winning points to get to buy parts and pieces of the house that you're living in, and then you're supposed to improve the house. And then there's some minor customization or some shit like that you can do so that you will feel more like it's your house rather than their house. But then they also frequently will make it so that you can that you have to sometimes you have to pay real money for stuff.
Pay real money for stuff?
Yep. So that you can continue to play the game because there's some sort of arbitrary time limit on it, or some energy limit on it that you can only get so much free energy at a point in time. Because otherwise, how would they fucking monetize the goddamn thing? So, yeah, there's... used to play several of them, but genuinely they piss me off so bad. Because it's like, honestly, dude, you're trying to bilk me for money over fucking energy so that I can play your goddamn game. Excuse the fuck out of you. If your game was good, then I would just play your game. And I would spend hours and hours on your game. And then you would get the usage of me playing your fucking game. And if you're not getting money out of me playing your game and watching the ads for playing me so that I can play your game, then what the shit is wrong with you?
What the shit is wrong with you?
There's a lot of shit that's just wrong with these games. These games, to be completely honest, it just drives me crazy to be totes my goats for realsy here, because I hate those things. They just reach panda.
Yeah, I don't really particularly care for them either, so that's why it's just kind of one of those things that I never pay attention to.
Yeah, there's good reason not to pay attention to it, because it's just, well, and like I have a bunch of like games on my phone for like they're real simplistic games. So they are like, I've got Water Sort Puzzle and Sudoku and Spider Solitaire. I just deleted one of the games that I used to play, because I, first off, don't play it anymore, and second off, because it got to the point where I couldn't handle all the fucking ads that were in it. Yeah, it's like, okay, well, I don't really care for the ads that come with these goddamn games, because you'll get like this fucking zombie. It's the Bejeweled style. It's the, Candy Crush / Bejeweled style game, supposedly, I guess. And you see this fucking ad where it's like, you're a little person who runs into this maze of like bejeweled squares, and you
that shit.
The game, and then it'll let you into a space that has another survivor, or it's got some guns or some armor, but it might also have a zombie. If you don't get a big enough gun before you go and fight the zombie, then the zombie will eat you. I'm like, here's all, bro.
Can you not?
No fucks. No fucks. No fucks, take no shit.
We really don't care about any of this.
No, my connection's been lost. I think my son just... Ibs, did you just close down the world? Okay, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I'm gonna go ahead and pop out and go talk with my friends, okay? Guys.
So have fun, guys. I'm gonna talk with my friends now. Bye.
Bye.
I'm not talking to you guys. I was mimicking. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was like, wait a minute, guys, don't go.
No, don't go, guys.
You are my friends.
I'm just walking with what Lynn's talking about with her kid. It's okay. Go away. I love you. Ugh, I wish I would have actually paid attention enough to actually hear that he was saying that, because I don't like that I was still in the world when he closed it.
Ooh.
I don't think it's going to be a big deal. It's just I was fucking around with my backpack, so I hope I didn't lose that scrap that I had. He wanted to go play something else, which is fine. I just wish I would have realized that he'd probably said something about that.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Alright, so. Fucking shoes.
God, shoes.
Half inclined to just make him wearing socks.
Just sitting around the house in his socks.
Oh man. Well, I mean, theoretically they are out somewhere, so he wouldn't actually be taking his shoes off. But I'm just like,
it's so nice to be able to just socks on him and be done.
Socks.
Socks.
'Cause he's definitely one of those that He takes his shoes off the minute he gets a chance to. It's like, fuck this shit.
Mhm.
Done with
Well, he
this.
looks like he's got fairly sizable feet.
Yeah,
No, I mean, he's a really big guy, so it makes sense that he would have fairly sizable feet.
absolutely.
Like, once you start getting up into, like, the larger than you can buy at a normal store, your selection starts really narrowing, and the shoes are less and less comfortable.
Yeah. So, like, I'm going for it anyway, but I'm not happy about it. And let's be real, neither is he.
So, tomorrow's the 14th. Because tomorrow, steak and blowjob day.
You're gonna have to elaborate.
Essentially, the 14th, the 14th of March is there's several, like, if you will, fake holidays that kind of exist in this general time vicinity. I want to say there's also, like, one's National Talk. I don't remember when National Talk Like a Pirate Day is, but the 14th, which is technically okay. So Japan, the 14th of February is White Day.
Like,
No,
just the color
March-
white, or something to do with white
White
people? Like,
No. The thing is like one of
There's
Valentine's Day, girls
White Day,
give.
which is reciprocating the gifts you get on Valentine's Day.
White Day is reciprocating the gifts you get on Valentine's Day. Someone looked at that and went, okay. And since, here in the States, Valentine's Day is the day for girls to get stuff, not girls to give stuff. Because apparently over there, like, Valentine's Day is the day that girls give out chocolates to people that they like. It might be to friends, but there is also some people who it's like, this is meant as more than friends. Like Valentine's Day would be. And then if that feeling is reciprocated, then a month later on White Day, the boy would reciprocate with a similarly, emotionally charged gift type thing.
oh, that's cool.
Well, here in the States, we don't have White Day. We have Valentine's Day, which is to give each other chocolates on Valentine's Day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's kind of a, you make sure that it, especially as adults, is kind of a appreciate your female SO day, as opposed to a give each other, like, let's be all cutesy and say that we're going to be Valentine's Day things. So, the joke is that in reciprocation, you have, give the girl that you like her chocolates that she wants, and then a month later give the guy you like the thing that he wants. What is that going to be? It's going to be a steak and a blowjob. Because guys are simple, they want steak and they want blowjob.
Okay, but that's kind of funny.
It's hilarious. It's fantastic. That's part of the reason why we celebrate it.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah, so we usually celebrate Steak and Blowjob Day significantly more so than we celebrate Valentine's Day.
I mean, I
Because
can't blame
especially
you.
being that I can't really have a whole shit pot full of chocolates. And usually if we're going to do something for Steak and Blowjob Day, we go out for Steak and Blowjob Day, which means I don't have to cook that night anyways, so...
So, yay.
Hey, bro. Are you making macaroni and cheese?
Mayhaps.
Okay, I was just curious.
Mayhaps.
I smelled the starch.
Help me out, Lynn.
Yeah? What am I looking at?
I started here with this line for where that pant line ends,
That's fairly short.
and so I ended up with there instead. But this one's more accurate, correct?
His leg is a little bit stretched out. I'd say that second one is probably the better of the two. Yeah, that one's where I would stick with it.
Okay.
The higher one would be like if his leg was a little bit more like his pants were hiked up like with the crossed leg.
Yeah.
When you cross your leg like that, you're pulling your thigh.
Oh yeah.
The muscle, the fabric pulls up your thigh, and then you also have the extra fabric taken up by the bend of your knee.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Awesome, thank you. And you know what's funny? I'm sitting here like complaining about shoes and how I hate shoes, but this shoe came out really good. So how much
Really
you want to bet?
shoe, I noticed.
Yeah. So how much you want to bet that this one is going to look like total fucking shit, and I'm going to be working on it for like 30 goddamn minutes while I'm trying to end the stream.
I'm going to be honest here, most likely, yeah.
Like, all my spoons for the month went into this shoe right here. I'm not going to be able to draw footwear at all for the rest of the fucking month.
Because you had one good shoe.
And one good shoe. Like, even her shoes, I feel like look just a smidge shitty. Like, I feel like they could look a little better. But then, like, just his one shoe just, like, came out, like, it delivered. And now I'm like, oh, shit. Okay, anyway. Before anyone asks, yes, you can cross your leg like this. Some people find it comfortable, some people find it uncomfortable, but this is a possibility for the human leg to cross like that, okay?
Dude, my kid sits like that like nobody's fucking business. Little one, of course, he's not got any extra fucking fat on him, so
Right.
like that's a problem for him.
And this guy's got a lot of bulk and muscle, but he's also very flexible, so.
If you work towards flexibility, you can do a lot of shit.
Yes.
I send the Is it in SCP that my husband dropped the contortionist?
I dropped the contortionist, and
You dropped the contortionist?
I did.
Okay.
I did drop it in SCP actually,
I
and
thought-
also
I-
in the server.
Okay. I couldn't remember who dropped the contortion. Would you not, sir? Those are my tits.
Spoiler: that is a cat.
You fucking mind.
Just so we're aware, that's a cat.
Don't yell at me. Go on. You are standing on the narrow part. Would you go? Oh, you fucking asshole. Oh.
Yeah, that is a conversation with a cat.
That is absolutely
That
a
is.
conversation.
It's a fucking conversation. It's a conversation and a half with a fucking cat.
Yeah.
Fucking cat, I tell you what. What was I talking about before my cat walked on my tits?
We were talking about flexibility
Oh,
and contortionists
contortionists.
and so on.
I am still absolutely fucking boggled at how goddamn flirty some of those positions were.
I know, right?
How
Like,
flirty, like the hand position and stuff like that. Like when she fucking folded her goddamn foot back up over so that she could like put her foot underneath her wrist while she rested her chin on her hand, like doing the whole like cute face thing, but her foot is going between her elbow and her chest, and I'm like, that is not allowed to be that flirty. You're being too creepy to be that flirty. Stop it. Don't get it. It makes me uncomfortable.
like, I really love how fucking flexible she is, obviously, but
oh yeah.
like, I would love absolutely, like, even for I'm fairly flexible for how inflexible I probably shouldn't be, but I would love to be that kind of flexible. And there's even just other, like, what I would consider potentially like halfway standard types of flexible that I would just really like to be that I'm not. And so getting to watch that and then just watch her literally just break herself but not actually break herself was
Right.
just so
To
fun.
Just be able to fold herself. Like, that's what she was doing, was she wasn't breaking herself. She was folding herself.
Like paper. Like motherfucking
I
origami.
saw this
Like
one
goddamn human
contortionist
origami.
on TikTok who could roll himself, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that's
Uh-huh.
also what this lady was doing. Like woman, please.
Like
Folding
seriously.
himself
Okay, so
backwards into a ball.
oh yeah, like, well, at one point in time, she's standing there from the side, and the sound goes like, makes this kind of like spine crack noise.
Yeah.
She just drops her torso back behind her hips and has just is a curl.
Like
She's
she
a curl.
literally looks more or less like she fucking broke herself.
She looks broken. She looks very much so like she just snapped something, and she's a doll that suddenly got several points of articulation along its spine, and the elastic in her snapped. Like it's still there, but it's
Someone
not
added the
holding any
spine of a
tension.
snake to the doll.
Yeah, just
Fucking
very
crazy.
doll, much doll. She rolled up into a little fucking backwards ball at one point in time, and I'm like, the fuck, woman. We have a buddy who, you guys know, what's the name of the chick from The Ring? Maris?
Isn't
right
it
name?
Mara or Megan? Isn't it Mara?
It starts with an S. So they may
Oh,
nickname
Samara.
her Mara, but it's Samaras or Samara or
Samara.
something like that.
Yeah, Samara.
The first time our buddy Sam saw the movie, the thing that fucking freaked him out the most was how she bent.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of his big complaints has always been, no spine! So I dropped it in my server. He is. And I'm like, hey Sam, no spine. I hate you.
I'm sure he loved that.
Oh yeah, that was definitely top 5 of the day, man. He was super stoked about that, let me tell you.
Let's do the headbanging one.
Headbanging one.
Yeah. Let me share it real quick. Where should I drop
Talking
it?
art and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Talking art.
We're all doing the thing.
Oh yeah.
I think did I make his chin? No, I didn't.
fucking know why. Oh god, it's because the cat. Oh man, now I have fucking hair in my goddamn nose.
Ooh.
Ow.
This is like this cat, he's just physically incapable of, like, he climbs across you, he's just so fuzzy, and his hair is so fine, that it's just, like, impossible for it to not get into all of your crevices. Like, I swear to fuck, this cat is just the worst. Like, I love him dearly, he's such a sweet kitty cat. When he feels like it. But he is just the worst. He's the worst. He's so soft and he's so fluffy and he's such an asshole. Okay, I need to go see this thingy that you dropped. I once again want to giggle about how thick this man's lips are, being that he's a mouse, and that is
regular foul stain. Got that.
Was that?
What?
What'd you say?
Abigail,
Yeah?
you said something. What'd you say?
I did not say something.
Someone said something, and it wasn't me, and it wasn't Lynn. You know what? I bet you Farrell popped in for a second.
Wow. I think that was set up, though.
That's a professional contortionist. Like,
yeah, but I'm pretty sure that clip was sped up because.
Oh yeah, I have no doubt it was. But that.
It's still
But
just
still-
like what's going
That
on
is
in the
that
clip.
is quite the stretch, man.
What are bones?
Yeah.
He's just made of jello. He's very obviously made of jello.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, like he's just made out of jello. No, okay, so here's how crazy that is to me, okay? When I was a teenager, we went down to Florida. Was it my senior year or my junior year? I don't remember if it was my senior or junior year. I think it was my junior year. No, it was my senior year because Cance was there too. My senior year, we went down to Florida. And while down there, the last day of us being at the hotel, last night of us being at the actual hotel, they had like a little okay, we're done party, and they had a DJ at this little party, and I was very big into hard rock, and I have very long hair. I've always had, well, not very long hair, but I have long hair, and it moves fun, and so I thought, oh, well, you know, they're doing this, I'm gonna headbang.
Mm-hmm.
And a buddy of mine was there kind of egging me on.
Did you sprain your neck?
I don't know that I don't think I sprained my neck, but I didn't know how to headbang correctly because I had never headbanged before. And I ended up, like, I don't want to say giving myself a mild concussion, but for the next 2 days, I was mildly off kilter.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this guy who just bends his head and his back in a way that looks like he's made out of jello. I have seen dolls that aren't this fucking flexible.
I found one that's even better.
Oh,
Same
no.
person.
Touches his head to his butt. And then he rolls forward and touches his head to nearly his own dick. And I'm sitting there going, well, that's quite the range for the blowjob that you don't need to give yourself.
Here's the
That
better
is the
one.
Marilyn Manson rumor, but it's true.
The thing is I know from what I have been told, someone who apparently was at a point in time slender enough and flexible enough to bend down so that mouth to dick of oneself was possible, that is not impossible, it's just not particularly comfortable.
I would expect.
Is it worth it?
The person in question suggested that pretty much the choice ended up being I can't really fully function trying to blow I couldn't even at the time function to blow myself, but I could definitely catch for myself. And I'm like, wow, okay, cool, dude. Like, yeah, I couldn't ever ask a woman to actually blow me because I know what that shit tastes like. And I'm like, you know, dude, some of us don't fucking mind.
Also, didn't need to know that you figured out what yourself tasted like that. Like,
Right? Come on, bro.
like,
Of course, me and this guy, we were real close friends, and he had a boyfriend, so. You know.
oh, I see. Okay, I thought you meant like he like.
He
did
also
that
had a
to
girlfriend,
himself.
so it was one of those things where like he kind of he was bi.
Mhm.
Ended up getting married to a woman and then divorcing the woman.
Yeah, it happens.
It was weird. The relationship with her was very bizarre. Dude, he almost put his own head up his own butt. What the shit, bro? Hold it, baby.
Get your head out of your
Okay, well now I need to look. Hold on.
Yeah, do. Because this guy is in danger of accidentally shoving his head up his own ass. The
He's
warmth.
fully capable of putting his head up.
Like, my fucking god, bro.
Wow, holy shit.
If his friends ever tell him to get his head out of his ass, they mean it literally.
They mean
Yeah.
it literally.
Pretty much.
But yeah,
That's funny.
I came across that, and
And it hurt your brain to look at.
like I thought there weren't that many vertebrae to be able to do that in the human spine.
Well, it's not that there aren't enough. It's can they move? Can they actually do the move? And technically, yes, they can. And he's figured out how to make them do it.
Yeah.
I wish I would have done like gymnastics or something as a kid so I would be more flexible.
Same.
What?
Because I'm naturally flexible, so I feel like I would have been good at that shit if I'd done it.
I was actually really terrible at gymnastics. Despite the fact that I am particularly flexible in the hips.
In the hips.
Really bad at gymnastics. Specifically,
Okay, maybe
the
I wouldn't have
butterfly-
been good at gymnastics then.
like specifically the butterfly stretch. It was really, really like incredibly good at that, to the point where I had other people in school like complaining because they didn't understand how it was that I could possibly do that. But like in high school, I would put my feet together and essentially try to kick myself in the crotch while I had my legs just flat out on the floor. Because if I did the butterfly stretch like most people did, there was literally no stretch, because I was flexible enough where I could just put my feet together and flop my legs down onto the floor. So I'd have to pull my feet as close to my body as humanly possible, or at least Jenny-ly possible, in order to get any kind of stretch. So, and then after a while of doing it that way, I had to start holding myself over top of myself. So I got to the point where during the butterfly stretch, I'd put my elbows on the floor and rest my head on my feet.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a comfortable position for me.
See, I cannot do that right this minute. Like, that is not something that's within my capability.
I used to try and stretch so that I'd be able to sit like Aang.
Yep.
Never quite managed it.
It
Yeah.
cut off for me, so I don't know what you were trying to fit where, but I have a feeling.
I was
You're trying to sit like
Aang,
Aang.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
you know, with the feet on top of the knees.
Oh, with the feet on top. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that is definitely something my kid can do. My kid can definitely do that.
Yeah. Not me. I never managed
I
to do that.
used to be able to do it, but I feel like my thighs are too big for me to move my legs like that anymore.
Yeah, I could have done that had I tried. That's definitely something I could have gotten to. But I'm definitely too. Miss Piggy is too fat for that now.
That's a mood, I feel it.
Yep.
I'm just a pile of sticks.
Yeah, you are.
Sticks have a hard time bending. That's all I can say about that.
Make all these crunchy noises.
Very
If you're
crunchy.
just sticks that are tied together, your joints aren't really joints.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the joking noise that it made when that one video that I was talking about earlier with the
Yeah, no, I literally
the
make that
spot-
noise.
You just make those noises naturally.
That
That's
is
just
me.
actually the noise that you'd make if you tried to do that.
Absolutely.
It's just the brain noises.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Actually, I'm pretty sure that in high school, I definitely could have sat like Aang. Just would have had to actually like try.
Oh yeah, I forgot his foot. Because I literally ignored his foot. I'm just like, I don't want to do this. It's gonna fail miserably. You know what? He is floating.
Like, but
I do need to put a seating arrangement here because he's literally floating. So let's focus on
Yep.
that.
Let's focus on the chair, not the shoe that's going to that I'm terrified of.
Not the shoe that's going to break my resolve today.
It's like the whole
When
hanging
your
on the
mental
hanging on by a
fortitude
thread, right?
relies on a shoe.
Yeah. I'm trying not to cry. Alright, anyway.
Oh no!
Alright,
Excuse me, dumb fuck. What?
I didn't do it, I swear.
Someone just pulled out in front of me. Ah.
No. After what happened in the other server, we need to not have those kinds of things going down.
Right?
Did someone get in an accident in the other server?
Yeah. Some
Yeah,
asshole
well,
fucking
her husband did.
sideswiped them.
Ooh.
It's a weird ass seating arrangement. I don't know. Okay, I don't know where they are. I just know they're in some public thing, and there's other people around. I don't know. I am going to assume actually that what's going on is they're like at some sort of like actually yeah, this needs to move.
Why did no one drive today?
Because
There's reasons.
I'm also trying to
There's
figure out
reasons.
because they're younger here. I'm trying to figure out how much younger. Because are they? Yeah, no, I think they're already married here, which means somebody needs a ring somewhere. Am I looking at her left hand here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can fit a ring on her hand. We can't see his left hand enough to know that.
Yep.
These two are fucking shameless. Well, they're not actually shameless, but it's not going to stop them either. I don't remember how much of this conversation happened in the server or not, but essentially, oh yeah, it didn't have, like, it kind of did, but it kind of didn't. And that's because there's still some because you know how Feral is having like 10,000 different ideas for AUs, which is how we end up with AUs upon AUs upon AUs. So in the bad actor AU, technically they are the rendition as it stands now is that they only have 2 kids and they're both adult children basically at this point. However, there's a thing that these two did, which would be hilarious if the thing that they did resulted in a 3rd child, like, later in life. No, it's not the car scene. It would be before the car scene, because if everyone, or most people here, have read that story, Faust teases Tara about Prague. And so what happened was, our 2 not quite shameless but still gonna do it anyway fucking never grew out of their horny teenager phase people here they were at a charity event in Prague, probably at Charles University. Now there's several buildings that make up the campus that is Charles University, so there's no telling which building they were actually in, but the point is it's a really large building. And this charity event is full swing. And, you know, it's not like it had been going on for a little bit. It isn't only like just begun, or it's not begun yet kind of thing, or whatever. And these 2 are dressed like to the nines, because of course they are. And they're attracted to each other butt fucking naked. So very much so also attracted to each other when dressed really sharply. And, he was wearing an excellently tailored suit, and, she was wearing a fantastically gorgeous dress. And she was teasing the shit out of him because, of course, she was. Because she just does that. And
That's just how she
it's just how she do. And so, he teases back a little bit, but then after a bit, he's like, okay, we need to stop this. And he pulls her aside to one of the hallways, one of the empty hallways off to the side where no one else is, but is easily accessible to literally anyone. That's how they got there. And he's like, little woman, we need to stop this right now. Because we're going to make a problem if we keep this up. And she took that as a challenge.
Of course.
And he lost the challenge. And so that happened in a hallway of a very nice building during a charity event. And it wasn't like it was the end of the night. So they had to continue with the event after that. And the not preparedness part that he always teases her for is because she literally, that particular night, of course, forgot to pack any sort of baby wipes or Clorox wipes or even a napkin. She didn't have shit in her fucking purse. So they just had to be that way until they could either one of them both get to a bathroom.
That's
So
hilarious.
that's what he always teases her about. And so this is 20 years before the events in the book, or in the story, I should say. And he teases her about it all the fucking time. Never lets her live it down. And they were in their 40s at that point. Now, I don't have their age 100% set. I don't know if they are exactly at 60 when the story starts, or her, I should say. I don't know if she's exactly at 60 when the story starts, because he is he 5 years older than her? They're not the exact same age in the Bad Actor AU. But regardless, they would have been in their 40s area. It would have been somewhere in the range of the 40s. So that event happens regardless. However, there's a question mark now of if that event produced a child or not, which is just hilarious in the sense that, oh, you all travel a lot. Was I conceived in another country? Yeah, you were. In fact, you were conceived against a wall in a very nice building. And that's just funny to me. Also, I don't know if my audio cut out or everyone just stopped talking, but hello.
No, I was
no,
still
I swapped-
listening. I've got to my grandma, so I was on mute.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, I swapped over to my headset so that I could get started on supper, and forgot to check to make sure that I was no longer muted.
Lol.
So I was muted.
Mute? Are you ducking out then, Katie? It possibly already has.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Hallway baby. Good luck trying to explain all this. No, this isn't them in Prague. Probably not. I don't know. They're somewhere. I don't know where they are. I don't know. Maybe they are in Prague. Maybe this is before the event. I mean, they've been to Prague more than once, so it's not like there's not like another like time that they could have been there. I do feel like this is them in their 40s, though.
Hi, cat. I think I'm going to be lazy and make spaghetti tonight.
Also, I think I've avoided the other foot as long as I can now. I think it's about time I go ahead and attempt to get the foot in the picture.
The foot.
The foot. And the shoe that will likely be the end of me.
Hey, Critter. I'm trying to figure out what to make for supper. Any requests?
No.
Okay. Supper request? I see that you are eating, so.
Why is my input required?
Was that?
Why is my input required?
It's not. I see that you're eating. I will leave you alone.
Well.
Yeah, pretty much. I went in there and he's like, I'm like, any requests for supper? And he looks down at the bowl of macaroni and cheese that he's been eating.
Right.
I'm like,
Never mind.
okie dokie then. He's like, why is my input required? Obviously, I was wrong to ask for it. That means I've just got niblets to actually appease. Well, niblet and Huggo. With Bandu.
Okay, I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to question it for the time being. But this shoe hasn't been the death of me.
Shh, don't say that until it's all the way done.
It's pretty much done. This little shit's actually like pretty much done. All I gotta do is like this one part right here, and then it's over with. And then it's sock, and
yeah,
socks
well,
are easy.
I was just gonna say, like, don't jinx yourself before you get the saddle done.
The saddle.
Yeah, you've made you've made the, you know how they got the fancy bicolor situation going on?
Yeah.
That's called the saddle.
Saddle. I'm still confused. Also, he's clearly got some sort of like designer shoe that doesn't exist in real life at this point, but you know what? That makes sense for him.
That is perfectly fine. He's probably got custom kicks anyways.
Absolutely. This fucker with huge ass feet.
I mean, can you really fucking blame him? I
know. What were you saying, Abigail?
He'd need to get them custom anyway for the size of his feet.
He really would, yeah.
Hello, Pepe. Hello, Macho.
There's a lot of his, like, he pretty much, and, you know, luckily he's found himself in a career where he can afford this, but, yeah, like, a lot of his suits and you know, and clothes and shoes and so on is custom. And, ironically, for the most part, it's actually not even because he's that kind of person, although, you know, when he got to, like, dating Tara and things started to get a little bit more, like, with them, like, he, like, from her input, like, he got more of an urge to, like, I wouldn't say impress her, but, like, she says things and he's like, oh, you like that? Okay. Kind of thing. Like, he's that kind of person. So, you know, he significantly, like, upped his custom fit game, like, after, like, getting with her. But a lot of it, like, it started out being more of a requirement because he's just such a big dude.
Yeah.
Like, the banning of TikTok is like, oh, China would never spy on us, and then it's like, Chinese spy balloon shot down, and there's like, wedding.
I shouldn't probably giggle at
socially
what he was talking about, but I was giggling at what he was talking about.
Yeah, no, there's reason to, because it's kind of just ridiculous. Like, first off, it's kind of hilarious that my kid is socially conscious, because let me tell you, that was not my jam as a kid. I mean, the world was a lot less scary for.
I was about to say, like, you
Uh,
didn't need to be so very conscious of things, really.
Well, the thing
Like,
is, I should have been, but the thing was all of the doom and gloom that was on the horizon at that time wasn't going to touch me, so far as I knew. It's like, yeah, back when I was a kid, it was still a very scary time for Black people. Like, it was just very dangerous to exist as Black. You know?
you know what really aggravates
But
me?
that
When people
wasn't
of older
it.
generation act like that wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
I may or may not be
exactly.
pointing to hypocritical beings here, but
Yeah, no. But the thing is like, that was very much so a thing when I was a kid, but I was unaware of it, you know? It's like, I'm sure it was very scary to be gay or to be transgender when I was a kid, but I was not socially conscious of that when I was the closest thing to social conscious stuff that was around when I was a kid, for the most part, was the Monica Lewinsky trials of Clinton. So it's like, that was my kind of formative introduction to politics, was the Monica Lewinsky stuff. And I think I should be forgiven for thinking poorly of politics when my introduction was, hey, let's put this guy on trial for having gotten a blowjob for something that should definitely be a domestic issue between him and his wife and his mistress. Unless there was more problems, which honestly there were other things for him to get in trouble for about, because she was a subordinate. That was really not great stuff for him to be doing, but no one's ever going to really peg that. I mean, even she doesn't peg that whole business as, rape through coercion or anything like that, because she didn't bring up that stink, and nobody was willing to besmirch the president of these United States that way, despite the fact that that's very legitimately something that is a specter she could have brought up and would have been right to bring it up. And instead, like, she got named and shamed in society in general. Like, watch out, his cigarette might smell a little bit funny. His cigars smell a little funny, be careful if they taste a little fishy. It's like, okay, like, bro, that's not cool. But that was my formative political information, was pretty much, yeah, they're all assholes. And, the people who were running the trial, they were assholes. The guy who was the reason we were having the trial, he was an asshole. And so I essentially disengaged from that, because it was just so much, there wasn't anybody to root for. Anybody who I agreed with. And so there was no reason for me to actually engage with any of that, because there wasn't anything in my life that was so bad I had the right to vote. I had the right to an abortion. I had the right to medical care. I had the right to marry who at the time I was aware I might want to marry. There was never anything that was in doubt for me, and so I spent, you know, up until after my eldest was born, damn near completely oblivious to all things political. And so it's really kind of, I don't want to say jarring, but it is definitely a trip to have political conversations with my 14-year-old.
Right. Also, I'm ending stream.
Okay.
Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you had fun.
Bye.
Yeah.